Achromatic Chronicles is a 220-page graphic novel that is suitable for all ages. Discover how John develops a unique relationship that is surrounded in mystery. This relationship takes him on an adventure where he discovers that he does have purpose and value in this world. Don't wait. Pick up Achromatic Chronicles today. We're only selling this for a limited time, so don't wait.
So I had asked Jay the question, Jay, if you could be any animal, and I mean any animal, what would you be? And I thought he was going to say what anyone would say, which is like a wolf, a tiger, an American eagle. He was like, what a straight face. I just want to be a cow. I just want to lay down and eat grass.
Someone come along and play my udders every now and then. It'd be great. Cow is such a... Everybody loves cows. They just hang out under trees and chew on grass.
Like I've got a meme here that I put in my stack and I've lost. But man, does it say it all.
I'm a cow, look at me, look at me. I'm a cow, look at me, look at me. I'm a cow, look at me, look at me. I'm a cow. Grass. Farmers milk me and they feed me. People eat me, children love me, although I don't know why. I eat all day, I sleep all night, I chew my cud, I have big eyes, I don't eat meat, I have big thighs, and wow, I am so fat. So, I'm a cow, look at me, look at me. I'm a cow, look at me, look at me. I'm a cow, look at me, look at me. I'm a cow.
That was like a LeBron flop, but this what the f? You stay down. You you do that? Literally ran me over. I'll be real, I got a little excessive there. Probably shouldn't have killed that horse. Or that woman. But, you know. Got a little pissed off. You hit me, son. Kind of your fault, and you were the problem.
We're at a crossroads. We're at a crossroads, okay? We're at a crossroads with my lispy voice, okay? I'm sucking on the microphone because I suck on other things, okay?
Well, wasn't trying to go live yet, but we'll do it live. Fuck it. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
What the fuck,
old ass video.
Oh my god! A lot of people were caught up in that intro.
Was it me or was the video skipping?
Sounds like a you thing.
God, there goes my internet.
I'll be honest. I think bleeping Ryan's words were pretty detrimental to Ryan in that video. It made it sound like some other words might have been getting said. So
whatever. It's probably still on Twitch somewhere. So all right. Yeah, I remember. I think I shot a bad guy, and all of a sudden, some random horse took off and hit me for no reason. If she would have just calmed the fuck down, it would have been fine.
Rippa, how old is that fucking
That
video?
video was old, man. That was in my old house. That's old as fuck.
Shout out to Jay Hailstorm. Oh man,
the best part of that entire intro was the Alex Jones clip. That was the funniest part for me.
I got a meme.
I got a meme. I've lost it in my pile here, but it explains everything so clearly.
How you doing, Jay? You were in that. You were in the intro. Did you
I couldn't even see it, man.
You want me to play it again? You may play it again.
I saw the cow. No, I don't want you to play it again. I saw like the cow part, but it was frozen. So I think I don't know. I might have
Jay Hailstorm
internet.
is getting better. He's getting better every week. He's definitely doing well. So anyway, it's Tuesday night's main event. We are live. We got a lot of Disney Marvel to talk about, and not for the right reasons, for all the wrong reasons for them. But hey, we were right. We continue to be right. and that's not going to change anytime soon. So we're going to talk about it. So anyway, we got Ryan from RK Outpost. Hello, Ryan.
Hello. Yeah, it's exciting that Ant-Man is a complete and total flop. It's exciting that the Marvels looks like it's undergoing some bad fucking problems. So yeah, everything is as expected when it comes to Disney. And did you guys know we're like 5 hours away or something from the premiere of Mandalorian season 3?
I didn't know till earlier.
And like, no one's
The only
talking
reason we
about
know
it.
that is because they decided to talk shit about Gina Carano. That's the only way they can get any traction or any attention on this project right now. So no one cares. And again, when I say no one cares, I know that the blue-haired whales out there are gonna be like, oh, there's gonna be people there. Yes, I know some people are going to like it.
factory.
It's not. Think about how popular The Mandalorian was. Like, it was a massively popular show. The excitement's not there. It's just not there
Well,
anymore.
did you see the new character they released for Bad Batch?
God.
Yeah.
Ooh, like,
I don't know if I can ratio Star Wars with that, with my response on that. I'm trying. I
was like, what the heck is that thing?
It's so bad.
I had to go look it up.
For anyone that's curious about it, and let's see. I mean, hey, we're getting there. So right here, this is what Jay's talking about right here. So the Mandalorian, this is for the Bad Batch, but so right here.
Gosh.
What the what?
I think that's actually the body double they used for Nebula in the Guardians of the Galaxy poster.
God, man.
I mean, how on the nose of that tattoo do you have to get?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Well, we were kind of. Steph
my
said it was
response,
for equality.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean.
I assumed it's a tattoo to cover up all of their attempts at unaliving themselves. That was my guess based on their
It's an
gender
equal sign for
identity.
equality.
But
What
I
is
don't
their
know.
gender, by the way?
Yeah.
They look rather non-binary.
He's a male, he, him, actually. I looked it up.
Is that's
really?
official?
Benny with an I, Borrow is actually a man.
Yeah.
You're
Look
gonna
at his
have to
eyebrows.
You're gonna have
They
to
look
show the
very well
DNA
shaped.
test. You're gonna have to show the DNA test before I believe that.
The hands on the hip.
This is Disney Star Wars right here. And as I said right there, Star Wars is dead. It's dead. It's not coming back. It's over. Give up all hope. If you have had any, that's fine, but it's time to accept reality. If you still like this trash, that's fine too. It's okay.
It's just
okay
a
to like
CW or lower.
Yeah, I mean,
thing
it's okay. It's okay to like bad shit. Just don't try to say it's good, because it is not. It is awful. And any genuine Star Wars fan out there, there's just no possible way that you can look at this and think that this is anything other than complete propaganda, because that's all it is. That's all Disney Star Wars is.
Bad Batch is, one of my favorite Dave Filoni properties. So I love it.
Yeah, you're a big fan. You're a big fan. All right, so we got young Rippa. What up, Rippa?
Yo, what up? Yeah, man, good to be here again. As usual, every Tuesday, I'm feeling good. Just a little tired. I got back from my second workout for the day. Some of y'all probably haven't got your first, which I'm shunning you for it. I am shunning you for it if you haven't. But no, on a serious note, man.
He's talking to me. I know it. It's a Tuesday. Yeah.
But no, on a serious note, man, it's always good to be here. I've been just working very, very hard. I said last week we're working towards getting these logistical updates and all that stuff that I'm really excited for pertaining to the Rippaverse little mini campaign thing that we're going to do prior to ISOM 2's release. So I'm very, very excited for that. Been working very, very hard, man, on that. And yeah, I'm just feeling good about everything. I mean, Marvel's in the shitter. That
yes, they are.
Somehow work out for me because more people puts more eyes on alternative projects, not just for myself, because people are finally really it's just people late. I mean, it's been dog shit for a little bit now, but there's people finally coming around. We'll be talking about that, I'm sure, today, where even the Shields can't defend it. So that's how it's really, really bad. But it's been bad for a while. But yeah, I'm excited to discuss that and everything else. And of course, I'm a residential Star Wars expert and we'll be talking about the Mandalorian, which I know everything about because I'm a Star Wars expert, as I've said.
You're just as much of an expert as most of these Disney Star Wars fans out there, so you should be good, Rippa.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I just don't think there's nothing like the way I can tell that Star Wars is so dead is no one even like not even the pronoun crowd is even defending or even getting mad when you talk bad about it anymore. You know, like at least Marvel still has the pronoun crowd. You know, I posted that picture of Gary's make Marvel male again. And it got so many quote tweets from all these fucking weirdos.
Yeah, that's the active furries, bitch ass furries.
Yeah,
I love all the people that when you say that insinuate that you're gay, and then they make fun of you for being gay. Whereas if I made fun of somebody for being gay, holy fuck, it's the end of the world.
I know it. It's so funny.
Good point.
It's so funny. They suddenly use gay as some type of negative thing.
Slur,
you know?
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's like the reality of it is when, and Ryan has said this 1,000 times, okay? And I think I can speak for everybody on this panel and everybody in general that are normal. When we grew up using the word gay, it never meant sexuality. It meant that you were just a loser. You were stupid.
You were lame.
You're goofy. That's all it ever meant. These clowns are actively taking the word of gay, they're taking it as what it means and then putting a negative connotation to it. But then they're also allies at the same time. It's just these people are
they don't know what they are.
They're freaks. They are.
It would be homophobic to not make fun of someone because they were gay. Okay, I'm about equality. I'm about equal sign, just like Benny Boy on our fucking Bad Batch.
Right? Go ahead, Jay.
No. Even in that tweet that you shared, the people that are watching and liking Star Wars are criticizing the show. Like they're just like, yeah, this season's been mid. They keep saying stuff like this season really hasn't been that great. You know, so it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny to me.
Ryan, did it actually? Is that what you said in private chat?
I forgot to switch accounts. So yes,
Oh
Odyssey. If you're an Odyssey viewer, you can check it out on my channel. There's all of 6 people watching over on Odyssey. So you're one of those people. Shout out.
That's fucking awesome.
My bad.
Oh, that's funny. That's fine. I never set up Rumble and Odyssey. I make Ryan do it every week anyway, so it's I kind of get what I deserve on that one. So
true.
We got Rolo, the Puerto Rican pistolero.
We are also praying for the people of Puerto Rico. We love Puerto Rico.
There we go. How's it going?
The one time I forgot it, he's like, "You're not gonna play it." I was like, "Well, damn! I thought he was getting aggravated with it, but now he's bringing it up if I forget it."
I know it's true. I love it. I mean, it's hilarious. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to Star Wars and all this, we already know where that's at. And you know, I'm a fan of Clone Wars. I'm also a huge fan of the expanded universe, even though there's contradictions there that Clone Wars put in. I still liked it. So just to see that legacy of like the only good thing that Star Wars really had post the prequels, they've just continued to destroy that. And again, they shunned the catalog of good stories that they had along the way, and they just throw it on the pile of just wokeness and identity politics, and that's all they care about. So Star Wars is just like a human sacrifice for them. It's the equivalent of that. So they just throw it out there, and at this point, it's already been burned to ash. So what can you do with ash? You can't burn it anymore. It's just going to continue to just diminish until it's nothing. And that's pretty much what they've done with Star Wars.
Yeah, it is so bad. It will be a forgotten franchise at this rate in, you know, maybe the next 10 years, 20 years tops. I mean, it will be a legitimately forgotten franchise. And that's shocking to think, but it's a testament to how bad of a job they've done.
Well, I mean, look at I mentioned like a couple weeks ago, like the battle that Disney's having with their employees at their parks. It's so bad. I think that this like encapsulates everything perfectly. That they weren't willing to increase their wages, and they went back on like the meager deals that they already had. And they offered them, well, hey, we're going to give you guys 50% off on Galactic Star Cruiser.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, this is great. This is like a 2-in-1 right here. Galactic Star Cruiser is so bad, but they still want to hold on to that money that they're giving their employees 50% off. to give it away. But even that's still robbing them.
Like $3,000.
Yeah, it's robbing them anyway. So it's ridiculous.
It's wild. Is this
You know what I find funny about all that?
Did you get struck today?
I
haven't heard anything about that.
Well, I mean, they might have played a trailer or something that got claimed. I don't know. I didn't see anything about it.
I don't think they got struck. They could have gotten claimed, and they could have gotten blocked worldwide with playing that. That happens a lot, actually.
Usually not from Disney, though. Very rarely from Disney. Like almost never.
Oh, so it was taken. Let's see. Hang on. It was taken down for a couple of minutes. So they probably just ran into they just ran into a copyright. That's all. So okay. All right. So anyway, I just wanted to check, make sure, because I saw that comment in there. So, but hi Jay.
How's it going?
How's your book doing, Jay?
Oh man, it's doing crazy. We just passed 44K.
Yeah.
And I've been doing like 4 streams a day, just hopping on channels for as long as I can. I appreciate so many people reaching out, wanting just to talk and promote the book. And it's been quite the first 10 days. I'll say it's been quite the first 10 days. So schedule's not backing down either. So on top of park hopping in my own channel and everything else, doing like 3 live streams a day on other people's channels, just to promote it. It's a grind, but it's awesome to meet other creators too, and people that are doing this type of work for a living. Like they've put out like 10 or 20 of these campaigns, and since they started, and how it's just awesome to meet them and hear their story as well. So I'm really enjoying this little online tour. So it's pretty cool. So I'm blown away, and I'm shocked that we got this far in 10 days.
What book did Jay write? It's called 50 Shades of Jay.
That's about a cow who gets his udders played with.
God damn it. That was good. No, but we're dropping links to the Indiegogo right now. The mods will be dropping links. So if you guys are interested in checking that out, you 100%.
If we hit 50, that's freaking crazy.
You're
I did
gonna
say
hit
like
50.
if we did 100 by the time it's over, someone bet me I'd do a 24-hour gaming stream and would give all the money away to charity. So that would be unbelievable. So, but I appreciate all the love and support, and it's been pretty amazing. So
heck yeah. Well, congrats, bro. You're definitely going to hit 50. So, and probably more. So good job to everybody out there for supporting. And man, it's exciting times. So Fear the Beardo. What up, man?
Nothing much. Excited as usual to be hanging out with you guys here on Tuesday night. And yeah, as far as Marvel and Star Wars goes, I mean, I don't think that there's a single thing that Disney's putting out that anybody is really excited for. I mean, even going to their animation, like they announced Toy Story 5 a few weeks ago, like people are kind of done. They wish that Toy Story 4 was never even made. So everything at Disney at this point is just going downhill on every aspect. Everything that they own, MCU, Star Wars, their Pixar movies, nobody really seems to care or want it because it's just filled with a whole bunch of political bullshit. That's trying to indoctrinate kids, trying to go against certain conservative ideologies, and it's nobody's asking for it, nobody wants it, and it's all that Disney's putting out right now, and people are sick of it. So I'm excited to roast it tonight with you guys.
Yeah, well, the Toy Story 5 announcement was pretty interesting because that one did. I'm glad you brought that up. Like, that just completely, like, Toy Story 1 through 3 are, in my opinion, just damn near perfect movies, if not just perfect. I love all 3 of those movies. Perfection. And the 4th one was so forgettable.
Yep. So
forgettable. It doesn't even feel like it's part of it. And, you know, obviously the 4th one did well coming off of the 3rd one and that long gap. And, you know, the brand of Toy Story was strong, and it still is very strong. But with diminishing returns on that 4th one, this 5th one gets announced, and it's like, current Disney and what they're doing, I'm shocked that there was not more enthusiasm with that, you know, versus something like the Mario movie that once that was announced and we got the trailers, there's a ton of enthusiasm around the Mario movie. A ton. Toy Story 5, which is a mega property, just kind of okay, whatever. That's a very telling sign. Jay, what's so funny?
Someone in the chat's named J-Doc, like MODOK, and they put my face on the avatar.
I see it.
Where y'all come up with this stuff? I swear.
Is that all? That's all, Jay?
I think it's funny. That's very creative.
He was laughing at a meme about himself.
All right, well, since you've interrupted, give us a pitch about your book really quick.
Since I've been interrupted? Dang it. I knew that was coming. I kind of figured that was coming.
You had to know.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Kristen Nova.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. I got the Kirby game today. Shout out to Jeremy. Thank you so much. As I was live playing the demo, Jeremy came into my room and surprised me with the physical copy. So I got to stream it on Geeks and Gamers Twitch. If you want to watch me continue to play that game, go check us out on Geeks and Gamers Twitch. And also, we are live on Locals right now. So if you want to check us out there, we are live there as well.
Yeah, so please send super chats because between Krista and Steph, I have no money. You know, Steph has me buying movies that she doesn't even want just to complete the collection.
I watched the movie today, sir.
And complained about it the whole time.
You complained about it the whole time.
Shrek 3. So Shrek 3 is just not it. It's not good. Yeah, it's not. It's just not. Shrek 1 and 2 are great, especially 2. 3, nah, not really. But Steph was like obsessed, like, oh, can we get Shrek 3? Yeah, okay.
Complete the trilogy.
And as soon as I buy it,
there's 4 movies.
She watches Shrek 2 right after I bought 3. I was like, what the?
No, I watched Shrek 1.
Yeah, it's a big difference, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Wait, I want to have one
We
more
had to start
thing
from
to
the
say.
beginning to the end.
I have one more thing to say.
Okay.
It's my birthday soon, and I'm going to be spending my first birthday in America, and I'm really excited.
Uh-oh. That's going to be awesome.
Yay! Freedom!
Hold on. Isn't it like fucking weeks from now?
Yeah, but it's March tomorrow, so like the countdown begins, sir.
Jesus Christ. You making it sound like it's fucking 3 days or something.
Hey, it goes by fast, okay? It goes by real fast.
That's true.
Before you know it, like, geez, it's going to be here.
Ryan's never, like, you guys think it's a thing. He's never happy. Never. He's okay. I take that back. When he's watching Always Sunny in Philadelphia, he's happy. He's literally every other hour of the day. He's miserable as fuck. That's just him.
I've actually been binging that show for the first time, and fuck, it is.
It's so good, dude.
It's one of the
so
funniest
good.
shows on television.
It's so good. It's so good. So, hi, Mike.
Hey, how's it going?
Are you shilling to Rippa right now with you?
Yeah. Well, you know, like every week, it's some other thing. You know, light skin. It's my hair. It's something. You know. We got what? One more day left. Black History Month. Might as well just get it out there. You know.
Yes, we should have put that in the title. Black History.
Black History Month.
Close out.
There, you know?
Black History Month is over.
It's been a rough Black History. It's been a rough Black History Month for you guys because you guys lost the dunk contest.
That's right,
NBA.
Mac McClung, baby.
And he doesn't even play in the NBA. It's pretty bad. So
Mac McClung.
Thank you, white man.
Mac McClung.
He got a lot of catching up to do.
$100,000. He won $100,000 just for winning the slam dunk contest, which is more than most women in the WNBA make in a whole year.
Damn.
To be honest, they're overpaid. So.
Oh man,
Jeremy, not Jeremy. Ryan put out a Sports Wars video today with LeBron James. Dude, that thumbnail, I couldn't. I was laughing so hard because his head is all like bumpy and like looks like he's got a giant pimple right here.
I used the one where it looks like he's fucking like torn off a fucking Reese's cup wrapper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Horrible.
Well, HGH
I was like, where the freak did he get that picture?
LeBron, I
It's
googled
been a rough
LeBron
month.
James sad.
Oh my god, that is terrible.
You see it? It's been a rough Black History Month for you guys. It's okay.
Thanks. I appreciate you reminding us. It's good stuff. You know.
I'm looking out.
Oh man!
Oh wow!
And we have the second the one of two big Shrek fans here, Steph.
Yeah.
Chris is the other. So hi, Steph. Hi, Minority Home.
Hello. You realize we have to get Shrek 4 now, right? There's 4 movies.
I don't
you
know
said
if I've
complete
seen
the
it.
trilogy, and I was like, "There's more
Four
than
movies.
that."
Yeah, I don't
Four
even know if
movies.
I've seen that one.
It's the one with Rumpelstiltskin. I think it's better than the third one.
Shrek 4 is better.
But they're
than
both
Shrek
like
It is,
pretty.
but it's not good.
I like that one.
Yeah, it's still not good.
Can we
It's
just
better than what's out now.
can we just
That's
agree
true.
that can we just agree that Shrek 2 is the GOAT?
Yeah.
It just is. I mean, that is an
I
all-time.
will admit, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is up there.
Yeah,
it's
that's
so
right, Mike.
good.
Let's
Good.
go.
Yeah.
Ryan was like,
Really
"Go
good.
see this," and I was like, "If
Yes.
Ryan's saying go see it,
still
it's got to
haven't
be
seen
worth
it.
it."
I'm telling you,
And
I watched it
watched it.
recently. It's my number 2
I
now,
was
or maybe my number 1 in the
legitimately
Shrek
shook.
franchise
Yeah.
now.
Rippa,
It has
have
one of
you
the
seen
coolest
Puss in-
villains I've seen in
Puss
years.
in-
Like, oh my
Rippa
God.
ain't
Rippa
seen
hasn't
Puss
been
in
to the
Boots.
fucking theater since he saw Black Widow or some shit.
True. And I didn't even see that in theaters. So I
It was on a
can't tell you
plane.
what the fucking last movie I saw in theaters
Was it just no? That
It would have had.
that wasn't in theaters.
There wasn't just what the fuck.
In game?
was it?
Is it in game?
Spider-Man.
Is that really the in
No,
game for you?
It might have been in game. Yeah, it might. What?
Damn.
it had
No,
to
I
be
thought
something
I thought there was another Marvel.
Yeah,
movie
what
that
was
really
it? Was it an
pushed you over
Ant-Man
the
that
edge.
maybe
Into
came
the
out?
Spider-Verse? I don't know.
No, it wasn't that.
Shang-Chi.
I don't know. what-
I watched
actually
your
been
review
before.
on Black Widow.
Captain
Yeah, that's what I'm
Marvel.
saying. Like I didn't
I
watch
feel like
it
that
in
was the last
theaters.
one though.
I can't remember, man. Like it would have had to been before that, obviously. Black Widow.
It was Rippa was still kind of plugged into this around the time of Snyder cut release.
Yeah, I
of
did
Justice
watch
League.
You
that,
did
but I didn't
actually
watch
a
that
review of
I
that.
know,
Yeah.
yeah. But so whatever was there any of the films that were in theaters at that time
that came
he
out
might have-
after Endgame. If there was one
Eternals?
that came out after Endgame,
He didn't see Eternals.
No.
Hell no.
No,
So
that was
the
before Black
Spider-Man,
Widow.
It was Spider-Man, yeah.
Far From Home.
Oh,
Far-
yeah.
Yeah.
No Way Home.
No Way
Home.
Home and then Far From Home.
Both of them.
yeah.
The
Both of
one
them
that
were
was
after Endgame.
before No Way, the recent one, I saw that one in theaters.
Far From Home was
Far
right after
From Home.
Endgame.
All right, then
Did you see
that might have
Joker?
been my last one.
Did you see the Joaquin Phoenix Joker?
I did see that. I did see
Okay.
that. I saw that.
And
in
that
theaters,
was
too.
okay. That might have been the last one. Then.
Okay, yeah, well, one of those comic book. It was a comic book movie for sure.
Would have been a better
we
story if
should
it were a
track
bad
down
one.
ticket stubs. We've talked about it
Yeah.
long enough. Now
Yeah,
we have
this
to
is
fucking
important.
officially
This
find
is
it.
Yeah, we got to
important.
figure this out. I did a
Brother
review
receipts.
on it for
Rippa's
sure,
last
whatever
movie.
it was.
Oh,
It looks like they cut a piece of his head off, man.
Yeah.
Like an
What
axe
is
right in there.
that?
He just
I
needs to
saw-
go bald at this point.
Man,
saw
I don't
that,
know.
was like,
If
no,
that's
he
what's hiding.
didn't.
He doesn't want to go bald.
This man's
It's like-
in denial.
Oh,
It's just
God.
got a
man.
bump. Like, look at that bump.
Or him, that's what it's called.
Hey, he went to Hollywood, and even the best hair plug people around can't save his best.
At the end of the day, though, I still think Kevin Garnett is worse. So
You mean
KG?
Kevin Durant?
I mean Durant, yeah.
Kevin Durant
that's
looks
fair.
really bad right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen Chris Middleton? Chris Middleton's hairline like goes all the way back here, and he's still like fucking doing it up and everything. Like,
Nah,
yeah,
you said, what's the name? What is it? Schroeder's? Fucking
Dennis Schroeder, yeah.
Yeah, his hairline is fucking like on like halfway on his fucking head, man. it's like right here.
Same
Just
thing
keep
with
lining
CJ.
it- just keep
At
lining
that
it up.
point, just fucking cut that bitch off, man.
Hold on,
like-
hold on. I got this one of Chris Middleton. Look at this dude right here.
There's nothing wrong with being bald, man.
This is what Chris Middleton looks like right now.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
At that point, it's just fuck it. Yeah, 'cause
Bro.
that's the furthest it's growing,
Yep.
and it's just a keeping it.
Weaponize that forehead or something.
He's doing it up though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, because that's as far as it probably goes, you know. And he's just edging it up. Nah, at that point, you just fucking cut it off.
When it's
Like-
halfway back your skull,
Yeah,
that's
just-
about it.
Just get
Yep.
rid of it. Fuck
It's
it.
kind of time.
I like this one in the chat. Proven 22x about LeBron. He looks like a reverse Wharf.
Damn.
Like, his hair looks like what fucking Reese's peanut butter cup looks like when you fucking take it off, because you're always gonna pull some of the bottom of the fucking Reese's cup on the wrapper.
Yeah, that's
what
the
LeBron
meme.
looks
Yeah,
like.
it's a damn good meme.
Wow.
Well, hello everyone. We already have over 3,000 people here on YouTube. Thank you, everyone. We are rocking and rolling. So we appreciate all of you being here for Tuesday night's main event. We got a few things to talk about, and I think we should start out with what no one's talking about, and that's the funny part, and that is the Mandalorian season 3 premieres in just a few hours from now, and no one cares. No one cares. It's just Nobody's talking about this. The only reason we're talking about it now is to make fun of the fact that nobody's talking about it. And it just shows you how irrelevant Star Wars is. Disney Star Wars is completely irrelevant by the standard in which Star Wars should be judged by. It doesn't mean that it's completely just that no one's watching it. That's not what it means. It means that this is Star Wars. This was the king of the IP movie world. Like, this was it. This is the standard. This inspired, so many filmmakers, so many creative people. It inspired fans for 40 years to create stories, even when there was no stories, just because of their love for this universe. It was there. It was everywhere. The announcement of Disney purchasing Lucasfilm was a juggernaut of news. It was huge. It was massive. There was so much excitement, so much enthusiasm. You had two different worlds of Star Wars fans, whether that be the prequel fans or the original trilogy fans. And all of that was going to collide together with The Force Awakens. They had so much goodwill. And now here we are. Last Jedi was the breaking point for many. That wasn't the moment that Star Wars died per se, but that was the moment where it was cut so deep that it was never going to fully recover if they didn't course correct. That was their opportunity to course correct. It was right then and there. If they could have recognized how bad things were at that moment, I think you could have seen this franchise ultimately saved with the right leadership and the right vision. But they decided to go ahead.
You mean tell me Filoni and Favreau aren't going to save this goddamn franchise?
No, they're not the saviors. They are not the saviors. Kathleen Kennedy did not get fired 4 years ago. At some point in time, you got to give that dream up. I was one of the people that was telling you that 4 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever. And look, by every standard, she should have been fired, but Disney just kept her. And of course, could you fire a female executive in this current climate and with all the pandering and the nonsense they've done? Probably not. But that's because they put themselves in that position. The Mandalorian did have moments. I mean, Mandalorian really did rejuvenate a lot of the fandom. It did. There's no doubt about that. But it was a false sense of security is all it was. And I've enjoyed I enjoyed season 7 of the Clone Wars a lot. I loved it. I thought it was fucking phenomenal, but it still doesn't change the fact that there was a disease within Lucasfilm. And after the firing of Gina Carano, I think that was kind of the final nail for a lot of people. And now Gina Carano seems to be the topic of discussion with the Mandalorian season 3 because no one cares. Ryan.
Yeah, I think that was the most interesting part. So many people didn't even know that it comes out. Keep in mind, The Mandalorian was Disney Plus's flagship show. Like, this is what they launched Disney Plus with. This is what they when we last saw The Mandalorian, it was with Luke Skywalker coming back, albeit in a Deadeye CGI form that, everybody fucking slobbered over and basically had an orgasm over for absolutely no reason. But nonetheless, there was excitement about that from a lot of people who I don't think were excited about Star Wars for a long time. I'm not going to include myself in that.
I am. You can include me.
But now here we are 2 years later, and we're about to have the next episode of The Mandalorian since that time. And there is no hype for it. There's just not. That doesn't mean that there's not Star Wars specific YouTubers that have been making videos or talking about it because that's their job. But when you look at the grand scheme of things, there's just not an energy there. And it's not like there's something else big going on in entertainment. No one's going to Ant-Man 3. Cocaine Bear may make more money than it this week. So you don't have those type of excuses. What is there? The reality is that with the damage that they have done, and it's not just by firing Gina Carano, but when you fire Gina Carano, it would show exactly how you feel about people with different political beliefs. When you put out bad products like Book of Boba Fett, like Obi-Wan Kenobi, just complete canon-destroying woke dumpster fire shows. And then you put something like Andor that, even though it got good feedback, nobody paid attention to and nobody watched. And now here we are back at your flagship show and no one cares. That Gina Carano, a headline of Dave Filoni really sidestepping a question about Gina Carano. That was the biggest headline today until Jon Favreau said something really weird about Baby Yoda in the timeline.
Yep.
But that's really it. And here we are, a couple hours away from the fucking premiere.
It's crazy when you look at, let's look at the Harry Potter franchise. Hogwarts Legacy just made $850 million in 2 weeks. So, and by everyone's account, the last 3 movies in the Wizarding world were all shit. And despite that, you still have this IP that is making millions upon millions of dollars. It's going to break $1 billion. There's no doubt about that. So how is it possible that Star Wars, which is a franchise that has lasted decades, probably 3 times as long as Harry Potter's been around as a prominent franchise, can't capitalize on anything? And that just kind of shows you the state of irrelevancy that it's in. That, yes, the last few Star Wars movies were bad. They came out around the same time, the Fantastic Beasts movies were, starting to get going, and they still can't overcome any of this stuff. The Mandalorian built hype because it incorporated some of the goodwill from Clone Wars, bringing in Bo-Katan, having the Darksaber, bringing that line of the franchise in there in live action. It was cool bringing in Ahsoka. People gave it a lot of goodwill, but at the end of the day, the damage that they did with the sequel trilogy, it was insurmountable. Because even when you look at Luke Skywalker at the end of season 1 of The Mandalorian, you just have to think to yourself, I don't understand how this dude that's being portrayed as such a badass right now became the punk ass that he was in the sequel trilogy. So at the end of the day, you knew that you're watching a franchise that even if they started turning it around and doing things better than they ended up doing with the Book of Boba Fett and all that other garbage and all the shows that they've canceled so far, the outcome, unless they basically say, well, the sequel trilogy, we're throwing it away, we're going to redo it. Unless that happens, you know that your end result was the garbage that was 30 years in the future. So The Mandalorian, doesn't matter how much you like it, at the end of the day, Luke Skywalker is a punk-ass bitch. We have no idea what happened to Ahsoka or Grogu because obviously it wasn't relevant enough to be a part of the sequel trilogy, so it doesn't even matter. So what are we really getting? Nothing, because they already destroyed it years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, and I mean, like I really enjoyed I enjoyed the first season of Mandalorian, and I enjoyed certain parts of season 2, for sure.
I think that season 1 of The Mandalorian, I think it was a fine show. I think that there was some stuff they could have done. I think what people really were hoping out of this show was, what was promised, which was kind of a dark bounty hunter show. And even in the first episode, that's kind of what you get. Instead, it got turned into a babysitter for someone that's a jangling key, who all you run into is jangling keys. Din Djarin runs into every fucking important person in the goddamn galaxy.
Yeah.
In a couple seasons of Mandalorian. And that's a big fucking problem with Dave Filoni in general, in my opinion. And it's really played out in season 2. That's all season 2 was. Cameo. Yay, can't wait to have a bunch of Bo-Katan in season 3. A Bo-Katan featuring Katie Sackhoff, who is like in her early 40s. She looks like she's in her late 30s. Bo-Katan's actually in her mid fucking 60s when this takes place. Like, it's just so stupid.
Yeah, and I mean the interview with Filoni and the question with Gina about Gina. I mean, again, these are that when Gina got fired, I said it. I was like, look, this is on all of them. I like Filoni, most of what he's done. I like Favreau a lot too. They're fucking cowards, man. Like, you at some point in time, you gotta stand for something or you're gonna fall for anything. And these guys will just fall for anything, that just whatever. Like, Gina Carano was done wrong. They'll do it to you too. They're going to do it to you too. That's why you guys have to sit on pins and needles with everything you say. I can't live my life like that. I can't, you know what I mean? Like, just over a simple opinion, like in any workplace, you're going to have rules. All you want is consistency and rules. That's not happening. That's not happening at Lucasfilm. All these left-wing activists can spew their anti-Trump nonsense or their anti-non-liberal nonsense all the time. They can talk about men.
The guy that's the star of the fucking Mandalorian?
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah. All right, this motherfucker liking half of the voting population to Nazis.
Yes,
like the fucking genocidal maniacs that committed one of the greatest human atrocities in modern human history, and he likened half of the fucking voting population to them and saw zero consequences.
Gina got fired for what he said, essentially, even though they accused her of saying what he actually said. She
he actually did. That's how you know it's all bullshit.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And so that from that standard, like, You know, who was it? What's the guy's name? Gus Fring. What's his name?
Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah. He said some nice things about Gina, but even then, it's like you could tell.
They gotta talk around it. You know what I mean? They don't want to go all in on the support. Yeah.
Yes. So Jay, obviously, you're an expert on this particular topic. What do you think about all this?
I don't want to
not
say
too fast. Don't say too.
Don't
talk
too
too
much. I don't really want to say anything about Gina, but I think Star Wars began to draw the line. It like from just little jabs that they started taking over and over. So we had the Kenobi series where everybody was racist, and then it's like this whole LGBTQ push that they're pushing on all these characters. They gave us the High Republic series, which featured non-binary Jedi and gay Jedis and stuff like trans Jedi, like all that stuff. It's like they just constantly drew the line. I think that Kennedy was banking big money on Rey, Finn, Poe, on those characters because they built an entire theme park just for those characters. For Kylo Ren and Rey. She didn't want anybody else in that park but her creation. Then they freaking built another $1 billion hotel that nobody goes to with just those characters. And the Mandalorian, I think, was just a side project that when it became so popular, they literally kind of shift gears to that because, I mean, they didn't even have toys ready for Christmas. Honestly, they would have made $1 billion selling Baby Yoda toys that first year if they had them out for Christmas. Yep. And we saw all kinds of reports that people on Etsy were making thousands of dollars selling handmade Baby Yoda stuff. And then Disney tries to shut a lot of them down. And it's like, I don't think they knew what they had with Mando. And then their hand was played. Every series that comes out, it gets more and more obvious, like what they're going to do. They have a drag panel at Star Wars Celebration. There was a video out there that talked about these people that are running the drag panel, how they have no social media presence whatsoever, yet they get invited to all the Disney premieres. They're all there. This LGBTQ Star Wars community. There was a podcast where I guess gay Star Wars fans were talking about a drug about having gay sex, and the official Star Wars account was in there in the chat, like commenting on stuff like that. There's the clips floating around. It's all like on the video, and it's like this is what they want. That's who they want as their audience, and that's fine. If that's who they want, that's who they can have, and all power to them. No one goes to their hotels. Everyone says Galaxy's Edge sucks. They're trying to sell Life Day merch or Baby Yoda merch. All they have is that freaking Grogu. That's the only thing that's selling. Andor was supposed to be the best Star Wars show that nobody watched. The ratings are in the toilet. Star Wars was solely supposed to save the streaming service, apparently. And I'm just talking because they're only been on streaming. They haven't made a movie in forever. And that thing lost billions of dollars on streaming. And it's like, I don't know how Star Wars even makes money for them at all. Like, I don't know. I mean, somebody merch. They don't sell anything. They are selling Chewbacca in a red Christmas robe right now at Galaxy's Edge. That is their merch. And you're just like, I don't understand it. It's on the Park Hopping channel. It's like, I did a whole video of like, this is their Star Wars merch. It's like, it's Life Day. If y'all know what that is.
Yes.
It's the worst thing that Lucas ever had. And they decided to think that that's a good idea. And I don't know where Star Wars is making money.
Put some respect on the holiday special.
For anything.
Ryan, do you like the holiday special?
Nah, it's trash.
Okay.
It's all
it's funny though.
Well, Mike, you're half black. What do you think?
Yeah. That completely validates my opinion, so everybody has to listen to whatever I say. I think Star Wars is amazing. I think it's in a great place right now. No, I mean, you have a slam dunk in a Boba Fett series, and the fucking main actor is like, I don't like this. Stop doing this. And they're like, listen, man, shut the fuck up. What do you know about the character, okay? Let us write this. We know what we're doing. They treat their audience like they're idiots. I mean, and you have all these people that go around protecting, Star Wars and saying, it's not in a bad place. Obi-Wan came out, episode fucking 2, it was obvious the show was a fucking train wreck. It was trash. And they're like, listen, it's really early to tell that. I'm like, there's only 6 fucking episodes. And it was terrible. You got, fucking literally pulling a Little Rascals prank. You got, like, Obi-Wan walking around hiding a child in his, like, trench coat. I mean, all this stuff. And they're like, no. Trust me. Like, we know what we're doing here. And like Jay said, they're not selling anything. Fucking Life Day was a joke. It's been a joke in Star Wars forever. Nobody wants to talk about it.
This is at Galaxy's Edge right now. This is what they're selling.
What the fuck is that? What is that?
Why is this a thing? Why is this a thing? Why is this a thing?
Walk off into the stars? What the fuck does that even mean?
Oh man!
I got tons of pictures. It's like
the thing that's worse too is they didn't even bring in Chewbacca's family.
Jesus.
Like, where the fuck is this creepy ass child walking around? Like, if you're gonna own the meme, just lean into the fucking meme. That's the thing. They're too stupid to even do that. They take this seriously. Life Day was a joke.
Oh my God!
But would you give this to your kids? I mean, look at the quality. Look at the ball that's on his hand. I mean, it literally is
his mouth.
The mouth.
Look at his mouth.
Just like, let's
Like
stitch the
sewn
teeth.
on.
Looks like
that'll cost you $30, baby. That'll cost you about
better on
$30. So
It
that's
looks like it came from the dollar store.
That's terrible.
Wow.
Pretty fucking bad.
Krista, as a plushie expert, what do you think about that?
-0 out of 10.
I wouldn't let a fucking dog play with that.
Real quick before we continue, we got a huge donation over on the Streamlabs side, and it's pretty cool. Or that it's like says this like it's a sad one, but it's like it means a lot to me that someone says something like this. So, Lord Bass for $200.
Let's go.
Jeremy recently talked about you never know who's lurking. I lost my beautiful wife to cancer 2 weeks ago at 46. She fought so bravely. Your streams helped give me something to smile and laugh about through this awful battle. Keep it up for us. Wow, dude. Like, we sit here and I mean, I do consider the things that we talk about on these streams real, and I think that the majority of the audience understands how this impacts our culture and impacts a lot of things. But we're here, we enjoy what we do, we have fun, and man, to hear something like that is just it's obviously heartbreaking, but it also is very humbling to hear that we've had any impact on you through this. So thank you so much. Forget the donation side. Just thank you for sharing that story and letting us know that we have any, kind of impact to help you through that, man. But that's just 2 weeks ago, man. So, nothing awful. But thoughts and prayers. Yep. And thank you so much. And you never know who's watching, man. You don't. And you don't know what people's going through and shit. And I'll tell the story really quick just because it's on point with this. But this is a long time ago, but I was on a stream and I don't know, I think this channel had less than 100,000 subs. And someone asked me about Michael Jackson. I'd never talked about Michael Jackson. They're like, what do you think about Michael Jackson? I'm like, he's the greatest of all time. He's the GOAT, greatest entertainer, and he's innocent. And I'm tired of all the bullshit, blah, 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 blah. Taj Jackson, Michael's nephew, was watching that stream because he's a fan of mine. I had never talked to him prior to this. And he told me, he's like, when you got asked that question, he's like, man, I held my breath because he's like, oh my God, don't trash him, because he had never heard me talk about Michael. And I'm like, what the hell? And the first time I talked to Taj, he was in Vegas with Janet. And I'm like, what world am I living in right now? So to that point, you don't know who's watching. It could be something like that. It could be someone going through some stuff like that. And that's why we do what we do. And so thank you so much, Lord Bass. Appreciate you. And, hopefully we'll keep you smiling, and definitely watch our video game streams, because that's, if you really want to see Rippa just be a bitch, you saw it last night, because I whooped his ass. So he got to a point he muted us for like an hour. Wouldn't even respond.
Jeremy,
I called you during the stream, Rippa. I called you during the stream. Lady Rippa said he's 1,000% ignoring you right now.
It's like the more money you make, the worse you are at Mario Kart.
It's true. But yes, so thank you, Lord Bassett. We appreciate you, and let us know if you need anything at all, ma'am. All right, so to close up this this discussion about we were talking about something irrelevant, and then someone.
The thing is,
but hang on, but then someone irrelevant showed up. His name was Dan Vask. So so it's kind of on point. Someone irrelevant shows up while we're discussing something irrelevant. Fuck you, Dan Vask. Anyway, go ahead, Jay.
No, I mean it is, to Ryan's point, it's pretty funny that the only hype that they can get is trying to answer a question whether Gina Carano or Cara Dune will be back, because last year when she did the MegaCon tour, it was quite obviously that everybody hated her and everyone thought she was a terrible person because her lines were 10 times longer than anybody else. She never sat down. She was constantly going from autograph to photos to autograph to photos to sleep. Almost every conference that we were at, her lines were bigger. The only person that topped her lines was Ewan McGregor, and he was there for one day. He wasn't there for all three. He just showed up for one day at one of the cons we were there. So he had a pretty massive line, I guess, because people, that's the only time they were going to see him. And she had gay people in her line. She had trans people. She had all kinds of people. And I think the funny one was, like, when we were in Orlando, these people from Disney paid like this VIP money to get in line. They didn't want anything signed. They just wanted to hand her a card saying, there's more people that love you here than what you see on TV. And we would love to, if you ever wanted to go hang out or whatever, we'd love to take care of it. It's pretty awesome. And all those things meant the world to her. I think she finally got an understanding of the Star Wars fan base and fans and stuff that she didn't have before. And it really helped with, I don't know if it was like the healing process or it just helped her, like, move on to the next one. Listen, I have no idea if she's ever going to come back to Star Wars. I don't ask her that. We don't talk about it. No. And it's her decision. If something like that were to come up, it's not, I have no idea. So there's that.
I hear you on that. I saw we had our boy Drew Hernandez in the chat. Ryan, you want to highlight his comment? Ryan will have to read this one. So
yeah, Drew Hernandez. Star Wars is just gay. Everything must be gay now. Gay, gay, gay. Did I mention gay? Ryan should play Baby Yoda or Yoga, he says, so we can go visit him at Gay Galaxy's Edge. Ryan plushies are needed. Thank you, Drew.
What up, Drew? Shout out to our boy Drew Hernandez.
Drew Hernandez has the best way when he does he fucking infiltrates these like Democratic strongholds to go like see Obama speak or whatever. He's like, what's the way that I can look like the biggest bitch ever? Like the biggest pussy, the biggest leftist soy boy cocksucker. He wears a Baby Yoda hat. Like that's what he does. He wears fucking Disney Star Wars stuff. And that's what allows him to get that close to these people.
That's very true.
You know. It's very true. It's very true. Oh man,
that's hilarious.
It's so funny, dude.
It's so true. That's a whole nother conversation.
Dan, I know you're probably still in the chat, but so you came in my chat on D-Day Cobra the other night, and I was telling everybody to ban you. Someone in the replay commented, and they said, "Does anyone know what's going on with Geeks and Gamers and Dan? I always thought he was a friend of the channel, but it appears there's some bad blood." Oh, we love Dan. Dan's awesome. So, yeah. So, I mean, again, if you're into Disney Star Wars, great, wonderful. I just don't care about any of it. I couldn't even finish Andor. I've never seen I haven't seen the Bad Batch. Not planning on watching The Mandalorian. It's just not even fun to roast at this point in time because to roast something, I got to have some faith left in it. You know what I mean? Like I just don't. I don't really have anything from Marvel at this point either. I have no faith in any of this shit. I stopped watching The Last of Us. Getting good views off that too, man. I mean, every griff. Nick Riccati will be very disappointed I didn't griff that one all the way through, but I just. Man, if I don't have some passion for it, I just can't roast it. Like,
I know. Listen, I know you stopped watching after you realized the whole thing wasn't just going to be a gay romance. But the most recent episode, get this, was an underage lesbian interracial romance.
Oh my god!
So you can
Stunning and Brave.
Hop right back into it.
God.
They had to get the DLC in there.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a single episode.
Well, you got Gary in the chat going after Dan Vaz too. Dan Vaz is as gay as Star Wars, Drew.
Anna's in the chat yelling Baby Yoda, and Ryan says, Anna, you know gay Luke touched Baby Yoda. That's why.
Yeah. I did say that. I said that's why Baby Yoda made the choice to go back to Mando. Since they turned Luke Skywalker gay, he happened to touch him. I don't know.
Jerry's giving this like sweet speech, and I was late on the comment, and I'm trying not to laugh.
Yeah, I was trying not to laugh at it. I was like, damn it.
Jay makes everything like Jay is like we had this great discussion going. We're about to break 4,000 people. We got a great. Hey Jay, you're an expert on this.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know, man. Like, God damn it, Jay. All right, never mind.
I have my moments. Oh man, it was absolutely amazing. That's my moment.
Oh goodness. But we got more to talk about. We have Marvel. Now, Rippa has a Marvel fanny pack. He's all in on, the new Captain America. He's dude,
I live for that.
Rippa, if we can if we get you to 1 million subscribers by the end of the year, will you promise to dress up in a Captain Marvel suit, fanny pack and all, hat, and just go see
I can't commit to that. Well, if it's OG Captain, if it's Marvel, I commit to that 100%. I commit to Marvel if that's the case.
I think that would be good. That would be good. We could do like a Mr. Beast style video with you dressed up like that.
Did you see from Captain Falcon? What the hell? Anthony Mackie say that he was asked about leading the Avengers. He's like, I don't know if Captain America could do it. He's just a normal guy. He doesn't have any powers. And it's like, well, one, if that's the case, shouldn't be fucking Captain America. But two, Tony Stark, did he have superheroes? Or did he have superpowers? It's just these fucking people, man.
Yeah, Black Widow.
But that's the thing too.
Hawkeye,
like Ryan's correct. Like, I mean, not going back to Star Wars, but they were like, so what's going on with Grogu and Luke and all that stuff? And he goes, oh, by the way, Luke trained Grogu for 2 years before he was let go, and that's why Grogu is going to have all these cool Force powers in the Mandalorian. It's like, how do you just like blurt that out and just say, okay, that's canon now? It's like 2 years of training, and then he tells Luke, I don't want to be with you anymore. And then we'll send him to Boba Fett. It's like, that's so dumb. It's lazy writing, and it's like they don't even care. They're like, let's just put out a show, and we'll fill in the cracks during the interview process when people ask us stuff.
It's because of the failure of the sequel trilogy, because you were right with your point earlier where Mandalorian was just kind of like a sideline project. And what kind of sold people is that it was after, I believe it was after Last Jedi, they went away. They were like, Kathleen Kennedy is not really going to be involved in this. It's going to be mostly Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. And those two were, at least at that point in time, still in good graces with Star Wars fans, and George Lucas even felt comfortable enough to visit the set of The Mandalorian. Jon Favreau wanted him there just to kind of like oversee kind of like what was going on there. And then, with the failure of the sequel trilogy and then the success of Mandalorian, that's when Disney went corporate and they started stepping in to Mandalorian. And then like with Gina already had like a pretty cool following from her UFC days in American Gladiator and being in Deadpool and stuff, and then, she's in Mandalorian and she was kicking ass and everybody fucking loved it. But just with the failure of the sequel trilogy, they step into something that was actually good and popular, and then they ruined it like they usually do.
Yeah, I kind of reject the notion that like that's what happened with the Mandalorian. It was always going to be this way. These people are on the same team. Yeah, George Lucas visited. He visited Solo, a Star Wars story too. But when it comes to like the infiltration, if you look at Mando season 2, that has like Dave Filoni fingerprints all over it in terms of the way that they bring in all these jangling keys and everything. And
yes and no, but like that's not what the Clone Wars is. The Clone Wars is not just dangling keys.
You're right.
You're
right. There's more filler episodes.
100%. Yeah. There's a ton more story. There's a ton more world building. So Dave Filoni's the guy that's responsible for the Clone Wars. So you can't sit there and just say season 2 is Dave Filoni. No, it's not, because season 2 does not have any kind of cohesive story. Clone Wars has a cohesive story.
Yeah, but I'm saying you also look at Rebels, and it's kind of the same thing. It's like these guys happen to run into all these like the second episode, they were in a fucking C-3PO and R2-D2. They were in a fucking Lando. They were in a fucking Leia. You know what I mean? It's
have you ever watched Star Wars? Because
that's
literally fucking Star Wars. That's what the prequels were, and George was involved in that. It's all these dangling keys. That's what Star Wars has always fucking been.
Come on, man. What are you talking about? The universe is so small now, dude.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that is. But you're saying that season 2 is a Dave Filoni fingerprints. No, it's not. Like. Season 2, Clone Wars is far better than season 2 from a storytelling standpoint. Not even close. Like Jon Favreau, I know he gets a lot of praise and I like him. He also made the fucking Lion King, okay? One of the worst fucking movies ever made.
Okay, so yeah, but like even the last season of Clone Wars, those middle 3 episodes were fucking garbage. Like they weren't even, that wasn't a good story or not like anything. The last 3 episodes would save that entire season. Like they had a Bad Batch, like backdoor pilot. They're like, hey, we're gonna do more of this characters. They had the episode where Ahsoka meets like the 2 sisters, and it was like awful. I almost turned it off and didn't finish it. And everybody's like, no, just get through that shit. And trust me, the last 3 episodes are really good. Like,
4.
and that's what fucking Clone Wars is like too. There are some terrible fucking episodes of the Clone Wars.
I would
and I'm like,
say
oh my god, this is awful. And there's some good
filler,
stuff.
But
There's a lot of filler.
Excellent. Most of it's excellent.
There are straight up lists online to go, listen, if you want to watch the best parts of Clone Wars, just watch it like this.
No.
Because you can ignore all these other fucking
That is not true. That is not true. There is the release order, and then there's the chronological order. That's the list you're talking about.
There are literally lists that say this is what the episodes you can skip because they're just fucking filler. Like
Mike is right. Jimmy's also right though, because obviously, especially when you got into the clone episodes that actually took place before, but they just aired that way and nobody really knew. It was kind of hard to explain.
There
is a watch order for it because it's kind of confusing if you're not paying super close attention.
Yes, I was confused for someone watching. What the fuck is going on? Like, so you have to. It's all out of whack. It's all fucked up. Especially the first, what is it, season and a half, 2 seasons, Ryan? Isn't it? You know, I mean, you probably know too well. But
that one is in the one you're talking about, the one with the clones, I think takes place in either the second season or whatever.
Yeah.
Like look, the Clone Wars was targeted towards a much younger demographic in general, and it had a lot of episodes per season. You're gonna have some fucking bad ones. You're gonna have some ones that aren't important. Do you need to have ones where fucking C-3PO and R2-D2 are focused on making a fucking cake? Probably not. But when I look at just kind of the overall, when I look at some of the themes that I see in Clone Wars and Rebels, I do see especially in the Rebels and what we see in Mando, there's a lot of similarities in terms of using these characters. The same 50 characters just interact with each other, and that's it.
Well, I don't disagree. I don't disagree with the point, but what I'm saying, like, if you want to say that Rebels had some filler, I'll agree with you all day long.
Clone Wars
the Clone Wars was
not
bought. Every fucking series technically has filler.
So
like,
then I don't understand what you're saying. Then
no, but you're saying that the Clone Wars is bogged down by filler.
That's more Mike. Mike is the one.
Mike is saying that. I'm not really saying that. I'm saying that every episode's gonna, or every fucking series is gonna have some bad episodes. I was talking about specifically geared towards what I've seen in terms of Dave Filoni's penchant for taking characters that have a legacy and a history and using them to kind of prop up these other characters that he created in some way, shape, or form, whether it's just meeting them or whatever. And like I said, with what we have in Mandalorian, Din Djarin is taking that to the next level. And I think it's personally because they only have 8 episodes a season to do it with.
Do we get a lot of 3PO and R2 in the prequels?
They're the storytellers of the prequels.
I understand that. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that these are Star Wars tropes. Like, Star Wars has always been about jangling the fucking keys and the characters that we know. That's what it's always fucking been.
Yeah, I think it's fair that for like
everybody loved Rogue One. Why? Because Darth fucking Vader was in it. Everybody says Disney Star Wars sucks, but Rogue One's the best. Why do they say Rogue One's the best?
Mid.
Because fucking Darth Vader's in it.
It's the best.
Everybody talks about Rogue One being so great. Rogue One sucks badly.
It was
terribly. Okay, and Darth Vader's fight scene in it is trash because all it does is makes the New Hope fight scene look horrible. It's terrible, but people say it's great. Why? Because the character Jinfurk and Urso? No, Darth Vader is why everybody says Rogue One is great.
I like
Knights
Turtles.
Knights of the Republic doesn't have any of those characters, and it's one of the greatest Star Wars stories ever told.
That does not transcend with normies at
Kyle,
all.
Kyle Katarn would like to also talk to you about all
That's
those
fine.
games.
Go up and ask 100 people in the street who Kyle Katarn is.
But Jeremy, hold on. If we're talking about like normies, like if you're talking about normies won't recognize this, I think that the audience for Clone Wars is obviously, passionate, very passionate. But overall, a series that, was airing on Cartoon Network at the time, geared towards the younger audience, I don't think the vast majority of Star Wars fans out there were familiar with it, if you're talking from a normie perspective.
Well, I don't think
You know
I'm arguing that point.
But now you're talking about Knights of the Old Republic, you're talking about these things, Game of the Year, blah, 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 all this stuff. You're saying, well, normies don't care about that. So it's.
Well, I'm saying you can't sell right now. You can't sell a Knights of the Old Republic film right now that's going to transcend with audiences. You're just not going to be able to do it without having some major Star Wars, without having some major Star Wars character to jangle in front of it that the normies know.
Well, the problem is, I think 10 years ago.
I think you show lightsabers
that would have
10
been,
years ago.
Ooh, 10 years ago, that would have been fucking massive.
10 years ago, but we're not talking about 10 years ago. To like now, right now, if you brought a Darth Vader movie out, people would still go fucking see it. People still go fucking see a Darth Vader film.
I don't know, man, because I don't know because here's the thing. I just think Star Wars is fucking dead. Obi-Wan Kenobi didn't do numbers on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Like,
That's the two big ones, man. You're talking Ewan and Hayden. Did
like
nothing.
That first episode when they debuted the 3 episodes at the same time because they knew they were trying to fucking build up, or not, that was Andor. They did 2 episodes for Obi-Wan, right?
Correct.
To try to get those numbers up, to try to pump that watch time
and
up.
They did it first,
and they did that first one, and then it fucking tanked. It fell off. Because
it did, but it still pulled people in with the. Go ahead, Rollo. I interrupt you.
I think a question would be. So let's look at what happened with Star Trek and what they did with Picard. Maybe not that many people are in Star Trek. I haven't watched the newer Picard, but by all accounts, they kind of like took season 3 of Picard and they're like, we're gonna fan service everything, and we're gonna just say like, yeah, all that shit happened the first 2 seasons. Yeah, we destroyed Picard's character. We emasculated him. We did all these things, but now we're gonna give you basically the Next Generation season 8, and it's interesting to see like. Is that enough to bring people back? If Star Wars did something like that, would it be enough, or is it already dead? And that's kind of the question I think that we need to ask. And I think it's dead. I think they already killed it personally. But 5 years ago, had they done it, or right after the sequel trilogy, if they tried to reverse it, I think they might have had a chance, but I don't know.
I still think so. I still think Star Wars is dead. I think you could still pull people in with gimmicky characters like Darth Vader with your Rogue One bullshit that everybody loved, apparently. But it still doesn't have any sustainable life beyond the temporary bump that you're going to get. So, but those temporary bumps are all I'm talking about with the legacy characters, which I don't have a problem with the jangling keys argument. In fact, isn't that what a lot of fans are always saying? Like, give us what we want and what we know, honor what we know, honor the source material. That's what we're kind of always saying. But then you say jangling keys is bad. I think jangling keys is bad when you're using it for identity politics purposes to go, hey, look at this character you love. Come watch our movie. Now look at these lesbians. That's my problem with the jangling keys argument. Not that you're honoring what came before it. It's when you're using what we love to then bring us into the fold, to then push the bullshit propaganda that you're trying to push upon us. That's my issue with it.
Well, the entire end of Force Awakens was leading up to the point where it was like, oh, holy shit, we're going to get Luke Skywalker back. Finally, Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, my childhood hero, is going to come back. And then he was going to be one of the main characters in Last Jedi, and they completely fucking ruined him. Like, at that point, like, it was all fucking downhill.
I think there's a big difference between using these characters that people know as a crutch for lazy storytelling, especially when it doesn't make sense, versus honoring the source material. I think there's a big difference between those things, in my opinion.
Did I say now look at these lesbians? Is that what I said? I mean, it's true, though. That's what they do.
Here's a character you love. Now look at these lesbians.
For example, Jeremy, you love the final season of Clone Wars and the last 4-episode arc. One of the reasons I don't like that is because what you do by using these things that people care about, like Revenge of the Sith, by using these things that people are, Darth Maul, love Darth Maul, by setting up this final battle, this showdown between Ahsoka Tano, a former Jedi Padawan, and Darth Maul, a former fucking Sith, right? You are now doing active damage, in my opinion, to Revenge of the Sith. Because you can't tell me, you cannot fucking tell me that a rogue fucking Jedi, a rogue former Jedi that takes control of half of a battalion of your clone army, when you're still fucking actively in a war and trying to end a war, is going to try to take out a former fucking Sith who's in charge of an entire planet full of fucking warriors. And she's in hologram messages. She's talking with the Jedi Master. She's doing all of this stuff. But, nobody thought that it was, good enough to mention during Revenge of the Sith. So, and that's what I mean when you start to use those characters in these places. They're trying to use that nostalgia to fucking get you to care about, look how important this was. Look how integral this was. It does damage to the story that was initially there. In my opinion.
Yeah, we've talked about this before, and I don't necessarily disagree. I just also feel like these are a lot of the same arguments I had with prequel haters talking about the prequels, about moments like with Obi-Wan Kenobi and what he said in The New Hope about R2, and I don't remember a droid and all that, and getting hung up on a lot of how Anakin behaved in the prequels. And I get it, but this is Star Wars. Star Wars has always played in the same sandbox with the same characters and interrupted continuity over and over again. George actively changing shit within the universe. Like, this is what he's always done. And so I guess from the standard of, Ryan's not wrong. I find it, I'm very forgiving of that stuff in this universe. It's based on George and what he's done. He's always played around with shit. But to that point, to Ryan's point, with the Clone Wars, the final season, you're getting a little too close to home. You really are with Order 66 and Ahsoka's importance. Like, that's, to me, Ahsoka still, as much as I love the character, she should have died at the end of, she should have died at Rebels, is where she should have died. And that would have been great. That would have been awesome. But Dave Filoni clearly isn't ready to let go. And now I think we're overstepping too much. So now Ahsoka's involved in stuff with Luke Skywalker and all of that. Now we're way over the line. They were walking the line just fine. We're way over the line now. So that's where I'm at with it. And that's why I just don't care about Ahsoka's story at this point moving forward. It doesn't matter to me. It's done. I don't care about it. I'm not gonna watch the series, the live action series. I think Rosario Dawson's fantastic in the role, but she's so far over the line of where she should be that you've overstepped. So much like social justice, they tend to always overstep, and Star Wars is so far in this identity politics bullshit that they've just overstepped so far now. So I'm not invested anymore. Anybody else?
I'm waiting to hear from the Star Wars expert who left the room.
Yeah, we drove Rippa away because we were about to get into Marvel, and then Jay said one thing. We got at a 30 minutes.
I think my thing was, my point was, it's all connected, that they don't know what they're doing with their story. And if somebody asks a question about, hey, what about this? They'll just make it up as they go in the press.
Did want to say one thing about what you said before, which was what Jon Favreau said about the timeline. I think I'm not 100% sure, like, if he meant that Baby Yoda was with Luke for 2 years, or if he was talking about it's been 2 years since the Mandalorian finale. I haven't actually heard these sections of the podcast where that quote's pulled from.
I saw a tweet that said he spent 2 years with Luke.
Yeah, I know I saw a tweet too, but it's like I want to actually
get to the source.
Yeah, I want to hear what he said in the context, because like I could easily see it being like that tweet was actually him saying, it's been 2 years since he went with Luke. I don't know. So
yeah, and that has been like several years after.
Just so you guys know, just so you guys know, whether it's here on Main Event with 4,000 people watching or just randomly hanging out, me and Ryan argue about this shit all the time.
Jeremy came into my fucking room today and is bitching about shit.
It's just what we do.
I'm just trying to fucking do shit. Jeremy just comes barging in. That's how about this Dave Filoni story. We got a 20-minute argument about Dave Filoni.
Look, if they were smart, they gave themselves an out. It's stupid, but it doesn't even matter. They just go to the world between worlds and just go back in time and delete the sequel trilogies.
Yeah,
just get it over with.
Of course, that's gonna happen. I will say we can find some common ground, Jeremy. Obviously, Dave Filoni's super gay.
I 100% agree. 100% agree.
There you go.
Rolo.
We don't mean super lame. All right.
No, we don't. Rolo. So you're a Clone Wars guy too. Like, where are you at with where it's at now? Do you think they're so far over the line now, like I am with Ahsoka? Like they've just overstepped way too much.
Yeah, I think they are. I mean, look, I liked Rebels a lot too. It kind of brought me over there because I kind of got over like the discontinuity issues. Like I don't have all the problems that Ryan has because I'm also annoyed when I watch Revenge of the Sith because I think they were way too like vague about the Clone Wars and everything that happened. There were a lot of other things that were going on that they don't mention in the movie either. So anytime, as soon as Ahsoka was created, she caused issues just because of how the movies were, and she was never acknowledged. And considering how important she became in Clone Wars, it seems absurd. But once you get over that, and Lucas made it, so he threw that continuity issue in himself. So there's nothing we can do about that. So he knew what he was doing. So I like that.
I also think that there's like, when George initially did this, when he made his movies in 1977, he had a plan for what he wanted to do with the Clone Wars. You know what I mean? He had a plan in his head, and what he told for everybody that was doing books, it was off limits. Like you couldn't tackle Clone Wars. You couldn't go into that because they had the plan. So initially it was supposed to be a lot further back, like 50 years before all this happened instead of like 20 years. And obviously in the course of 20 years, your plans change. I can understand that. You haven't actually put anything to film yet. And so that's when he made a big decision to change that timeline and speed that up.
So, and I like it because I think what Clone Wars did is it really fleshed out a lot of the Star Wars universe because a lot of it is vague. It's movies. There's only so much that you can talk about. You have a lot of different characters. There's obviously a huge time gap between the original movies and the prequel trilogy. So like Ryan said, things change along the way. So I think Clone Wars did more good than harm in a lot of ways, especially fleshing that out. Understanding, I think what it did for the clones is incredible. And it made Anakin Skywalker's character a lot better. Like after watching Clone Wars, I go back and watch episode 3 and I feel a lot worse for what happens to Anakin. Whereas if you just watch the movies, you're like, well, he's an asshole. Fuck him. Like, I really don't care. But you watch Clone Wars, you're like, man, this is a disaster. This is awful what happened to Anakin. So I think it's good. But like you said, at this point, it's gotten redundant. They don't have any direction and they can only go towards the sequel trilogy. And because that is your limit already, you can't do anything. Like you're stuck in that 30-year time period to this inevitable disaster that you're heading towards. And there's only so much you can do, or you have to come up with some sort of bullshit. Like we're going to go to the unknown regions. Nobody's going to know what's going on over there. We're going to deal with like the Chiss ascendancy or something like that. And we'll like redeem ourselves there. But we're basically like subdividing the universe at this point and like hiding it from the main storyline. I feel like that's the only thing they could do.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of too late for that.
This is funny to me. Lieutenant Commander, so he got gifted a membership, and that's the best part of gifting memberships. You can gift some of the haters, the hate watchers, some memberships. So that is fantastic.
41 people watching, baby.
Yeah,
4,100.
Oh yeah,
4,100. We'll get there. Smash that like button.
No, we're going to switch over to Ant-Man's failure. But before we do that, we've got a segue. We got a little transition for Dave Filoni. I think this is regardless of how you feel about Clone Wars, shout out to Dave Filoni.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women, sex with men.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
This is the best clip on the internet.
He 100%. He is. There ain't no
Made that
chance.
for to close out Black History Month.
Oh man. So thank you guys for the super chats. Thank you for the gifted memberships. We really do appreciate you guys. And we're going to talk about the failure known as Ant-Man. If Jay can stop laughing.
People
Jay,
are like 41 people hype. Sorry.
Only Jay can see
41 people, baby. Let's
41
go.
people. We got it.
Jay thought it was one of his Twitch streams.
Yeah, pretty much. I can't. There's nothing I can say about that.
Whenever Jay said 41 people.
Damn. Again, we played that clip to close out Black History Month.
I get Steph every time.
It's so funny. All right, so Ant-Man. Ant-Man is a failure, a complete and total failure. And Marvel is in serious trouble because they've been seeing diminishing returns for several films now. This is the first film of Phase 5. They hyped it up, and it looks like it's going to lose money. It's on pace to lose money. I'm going to toss it over to Ryan here in just a second, but it looks like it's going to lose money. And they are kind of I think they're in panic mode at this point in time. They have to be. I think there's potential with, what's going to happen with the Marvels. We're going to talk about those options.
Why do you always toss it over to Ryan? You always start something and toss it over to Ryan. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people on the panel.
So anyway, we're gonna get ready to toss it over.
I was just asking a legit question. That's all.
All right. You done?
All right,
you done interrupting?
I'm done. Sorry. 41,
sure?
baby.
Are you sure?
41.
Anyway, so Ant-Man 3 is a disaster. Jay interrupts, but that's okay. Ryan, tell us all about it.
Well, really, I just got to throw it over to my man Jay because he's the expert for Ant-Man box office.
Jay, go ahead.
It was
Stunning and Brave.
had
Jay.
the same percentage of amount of people watching. 41% drop in the second week. Horrible, man. Absolutely horrible. Saw the film. It looked dumb. I gave it a 3, and it's losing money bad, and Cocaine Bear probably has more. Take it, Ryan.
All right. Yeah, so it's kind of funny. We were here last week saying it's like we're in a time machine because we're seeing the same exact headlines from the mainstream media. Oh, Ant-Man 3 has the best box office in franchise history. Suck it, haters. It can't be a failure if it made more than the first 2 in the opening weekend. Oh, it certainly can. Because globally, it was $60 million off its projections. The writing was on the wall, had a massive drop on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and now here we are. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania had the worst second weekend drop-off of any MCU movie in history. Any comic book movie that actually did well its opening weekend. It broke that BVS second weekend drop. A 70% drop for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. And now, as we sit here today, that same mainstream media that didn't feel like there was going to be a problem or anything like that, they said, oh, no, it's all good. Now, quietly, they're projecting just over a $500 million global total for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. A reminder that this movie needs to make $600 million just to break even. And now that's what the media is saying. And they say, oh, it's still a success. They've never released an Ant-Man movie this time period. And COVID, blah, blah, blah. There are no excuses left. Ant-Man and the Wasp at $364 million, and you can already see it's fallen off. It's almost flatline. Look at the Monday numbers. Ant-Man made $100,000 more than Cocaine Bear this Monday. This is a disaster of epic proportions and an indication of where we're at with Marvel.
Cue the razor fist. Fuck you. I was right. Fuck you. I was right, because that's exactly what's going on right now. And they've got to be in panic mode right now. Right now, Rippa's time. Rippaverse Studios. Let's get films going right now, Rippa. This is the perfect time. Let's do it. You just combine with Jay. Y'all both have enough money at this point. You're both millionaires.
It's pretty embarrassing you didn't pass it to Epicverse, who's actually making movies, but you passed it to Rippa instead.
Because Rippa's
I just wanted
fully
to point
black.
That out.
Oh, God.
Listen, I don't have to say anything to get Jeremy canceled. I let Jeremy do it himself. He's the one holding the shovel and digging the hole, and I'm just like, yeah, man, you got this, bro. I appreciate it. Yeah.
He's crying over here.
So funny.
Oh man.
Shockingly, Ryan didn't say it. I did this time. So.
Ryan
All right.
better. Wow.
Anyway, Rippa.
Yeah, I mean, this is terrible for them. I mean, I kind of figured it would be. I didn't think it would be this fucking bad, but it's about as bad as anybody could have certainly predicted. I think people need to understand just how bad it is for them. They've caught a lot of L's this past previous phase, and they're going into the next one holding one with Ant-Man. They are no longer in the position. This is very akin to the Star Wars conversation that you guys are having. They are no longer in a position to where they could just shit out profit like performing, let's say, movies. They can't do that anymore. And it's because of the lack of enthusiasm. There's a pocket of I would say, argue the guaranteed audience that they had that they simply don't have anymore. And you're left with a flaky, inconsistent audience of people that just, if anything, maybe they like some stuff out of spite, but they're not really into what it is that you're doing. So when something like this happens and you come out with you spend $200 million on a film and you get, of course, like Ryan, to echo his sentiments, everybody was hyping this thing up like it was the greatest thing of all time because, well, it's the best in franchise history. However, when you account for just simple economics, and this is what not only the Marvel shields don't talk about for whatever reason, but I like to grill the access media and how they talk about box offices. They're very dishonest and let's say they don't give the full scale of what's actually taking place, which is why you have so many people that are still under the wrongful assumption that studios get 100% of their box office. Like, so one of the, I got plenty of comments when I first brought this up. They made over $200 million. So they look at it like, well, they have everything's profit now. And it's like, no, it's never been that way. And your average just normie and even Marvel Shield does not understand that they don't get 100% of the proceeds that come from, let's say, the box office numbers. You're talking 50-50 here, 60-40 there. And then internationally, it's more than that. Those are not my opinions. Those are the absolute facts, which is how people are coming up with the numbers of 600 million to break even. But even so, when you consider just inflation and how much ticket prices are these days, and you can do the math yourself. You don't have to go to some expert. Just do the math yourself. It's basic division. And you will find that less people are seeing this goddamn movie in comparison to the previous installments of this film on that point alone. So where Marvel is stuck right now, it's like, where do you go from here? You've already, let's say, killed off people that are probably the ones that are going to be the draw. I think that's the next Jangle and Keys. You'll probably see at some point Iron Man, they'll use this multiverse bullshit, and you'll probably see these guys return at some point because really that's all they have. If you look down the pipeline when you got like the Marvels and all that shit, nobody's interested in that. Any upcoming Disney Plus Marvel related stuff, we've seen stuff get pushed back, Echo and shit. Nobody's watching this shit. So you're left with a bunch of weirdos that are on the internet that will make stand accounts based on some actor that's portraying some role or something like that. But when it comes to putting butts in the seats, when it comes to purchasing, let's say going out of the way of pages like Disney Plus or something like that, making this profitable, Marvel Studios cannot do that anymore. So it's going to be very intriguing to see where they go from here. And I think it's really simple. Why they are so like inconsistent and they kind of have to hide it in the article, like, right? That headline should be Ant-Man is set to lose money, but they don't say that. Instead, the headline says, well, they've made this much money and they're projected to maybe now make $500 million. So the reason why they're doing that is simple. They don't want their ideological enemies to be correct, period. They would rather go down with that damn ship and walk around like their shit doesn't stink before they just simply admit that folks like ourselves and other people that have spoke about this, especially Marvel and their universe, extensively talking about the downfall of it all, they'd rather us not be correct, especially considering the Victoria Alonsos of the world and even Kevin Feige and all this dumb shit that they're saying that going into the next phase that they're trying to prioritize, right? People are out. People are fucking out. And you're left with, again, a bunch of broke furries that ain't got fucking money that you're trying to appeal to. And like I mentioned that in the post today, good fucking luck. If that's who you're banking on, like these people that ain't got money that may be on TikTok and shit all day long, if that's who you're banking on, fucking good luck. Good luck.
Well said. Well said.
The idea, like, there are so many people out there, $200 million budget. It's made $360 million. What do you mean it's losing
So many
money?
people that
It's
do
like,
that, man.
It's
insane.
It's a lot of like illiterate, actual fucking retarded people. Like, if you think that that's the way anything works, you're delusional. You've got a production budget, then you've got a marketing budget, which is typically about 50% of that production budget on top.
This one has to be more with that damn Super Bowl ad.
Like around 300 million, that would be like the normal thing. Throw in a $30 million Super Bowl ad, it's probably more. And then you add in the fact that, they probably get 55% of the cut from the domestic box office. So if it makes $200 million in the domestic box office, they're taking home $110 million of that to Disney. The rest is going, guess what? To the fucking theaters. Like, you fucking idiots. You think they're just in business for free? You think these people just come fucking volunteer there? Like, they buy a bunch of popcorn just to make fat people happy? No, that's not how it works.
Popcorn.
And then in Europe, like internationally, it's a little bit different depending on where you look, but typically about 40% of that money comes back to Disney, whatever studio. In China, it's only 25%. So yeah, like that's how you're looking at these things. That's how you have to evaluate it. And right now, this is tracking to not even match Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. This is tracking to potentially not even meet the first Ant-Man movie.
You mean it wasn't tracking to meet the first one,
dude?
Right, the second one, right?
Yeah,
both.
Right. Well, you said
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Quantumania.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah,
Ant-Man and the Wasp:
yeah.
Quantumania isn't even on pace to hit Ant-Man and the Wasp numbers, and potentially it might not even hit the first Ant-Man. That's where we're at.
Even if it barely made money, nobody's in the business of spending $200 million to break even. Nobody does that. No businessman
Bad
is
business.
going. It's terrible business is going into it saying that my goal here, after spending this much money, is to not make shit back, because you're really at an operating loss. If you do that, if you spent that much money, and let's say they broke even, you are at a fucking operating loss, considering all that time that eclipsed and the people that you're paying to still pump this shit out. You're at an operating loss if you break even, period.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And considering Disney has all that debt, they might be taking loans out for that money as well.
Oh, yeah.
That's an actual thing that happens.
Yeah, that's the truth. And then you got interest and shit on that. These guys are in the hole, man. They're in the fucking hole. And being upset at us or for like calling it for what it is does not change that simple fact. There's a reason why they're doing these layoffs. There's a reason why they're pushing stuff back. There's a reason why they're doing all of these reshoots. They're doing all of this because they understand that they're in fucking trouble. They're in trouble. And when you look at the stuff that has, let's say, either been in development or I don't know, is maybe on the like latter half of the production, what can you possibly point to that people are excited about? Nothing. There's not really coming out like going into this next year. What possibly could people be stoked for? Echo? No. The Marvels? I don't know if
Guardians is about the only one.
But I don't even think
good.
that shit's. I don't think people are gonna think decent. Think that's. I don't think that shit's gonna do it handsomely. I don't.
It's not. Well, I mean, we talked about it a little bit. I mean, I don't think it will. I don't think it's gonna hit $1 billion, and that's kind of the standard for a film like that. Which, I mean, Guardians has never had $1 billion film, but the first one did really good. The second one did a little bit better. The second one didn't hit 900 million, but it was close, I think. But this one, to be a success, it has to hit $1 billion. I don't think it can. It may not hit 800 million at this point.
Yeah.
That would be bad for Guardians. If it doesn't hit 800 million, that will be bad because it will fall below the second one, which wasn't as received as positively as the first one. And if you're seeing how Thor and Doctor Strange and all these other films, you've seen diminishing returns. I think that for Guardians to be a success, it has to hit $1 billion, and I don't think it can hit $1 billion. I don't know if it's going to hit 800.
These crazy budgets that they have for these films, man. Like, what was the budget for Puss in Boots? Wasn't that like
that was a pretty low budget?
Like 70
and they just gave us a good story, right?
Yeah.
They gave us a good story that everybody enjoyed.
Lightyear like almost 200 million.
It was 200 million, and it only made 212 million at the box office.
They took a hardcore L on that.
Shout out to Chris Evans, who's not a real movie star. Go ahead,
What's
Mike.
crazy about it is like, there's, I've talked about this before. When you start looking into the money in movies and stuff, there are algorithms they plug in and say, This is how much you have to spend to make this X amount of dollars. It has nothing to do with whether or not this is going to be quality. Is this going to be, they're like, hey, you know what, right now, this actor or actors that look adjacent to this actor are going to be hot. So we got to make sure they're in these movies and stuff. And so that at this point, it's formulaic, and their formula is not working, and they don't really know what to do because a lot of these people are stuck in their ways. They don't want to change. They have no interest in growing. They have no interest in actually knowing what the fans are interested in because, like, what we're seeing it right now, they're telling fans, no, like, this is what you want, this is what you like, right, guys? And then, you know, discrediting anybody that talks about them and saying, you know, oh, those guys don't know what they're talking about. Well, we're making money and we're doing well and we're not failing and stuff. But it's the writing's on the wall. Everybody's starting to see it now. And the problem is, before, people didn't have as big of a platform to talk about the problems that these studios were facing, but now we have access. We can see their numbers, we can talk about their numbers, we can reach bigger audiences to say, look at what's going on. And they're like, okay, well, no, that's not what's going on. But that's the thing, you don't need $250 million to make these movies. They can make them for far less, but that's the thing. That doesn't fit the narrative. That doesn't fit what the formula that they have to plug this stuff into.
That doesn't make any sense. Like, some people in the chat are saying Megan only cost $12 million to make.
Yeah,
but people went and sauced it, so that made a ton of money. That just shows that people they're just tired of that and they want to see something different.
Well, it's like it's a lot of what Hollywood did themselves. Saying there's a lot of red tape. If for people that have been involved in the industry, you know, there's somebody that has a job on set that is in charge of fucking lotioning up the legs of the fucking like actress or some shit. Like, it's a pointless job, but that's how it works. It's like, and then you have another job for the person that has to hand that person the fucking lotion. Like, that's how they work. It's insane in terms of how they operate. And then when the unions and all they've done that shit to themselves. And this is why I don't know if they're going to be able to turn around, because you know, you've cultivated that as a like base of who you're working with. So they're not gonna, it's not like they're gonna accept less money. That's gonna mean if you're gonna spend less, that's what you got to do. That means there's not gonna be, you may have to combine some of these jobs, which is what they used to be back in the day before it got insane like it is now. I don't see Hollywood doing that though. So this is why a lot of them are spending so much money, because no, it does not cost fucking that much to make. It doesn't, to make a fucking fully 3D CGI movie does not cost $200 million. It doesn't. There's no way that costs that much unless you're overpaying somewhere. I don't know how much Chris Evans got for that fucking movie, but it was probably too much.
Yeah.
If it was $1, it'd be too fucking much. Like, and it's not even just, we're obviously being really heavy on Marvel right now. DC's had a fucking problem for a while. Black Adam lost money despite The Rock paying someone at Deadline to write an article with fake numbers that were proved to be fake when he got exposed. No, that movie lost around $100 million for Warner Brothers. Shazam 2 is about to come out, and that first movie was probably what we need more of in terms of superhero movies. It was like a $85 million budget, ended up making $370 million at the box office. So not a ton invested, but ended up making probably like, you know, $80 to $100 million profit at the end of the day. So a nice little chunk of change for the studio, you know, that didn't put up a ton for it. Well, they saw the success of that and said, well, let's make this one Shazam 2, but let's give it a bigger budget. Now it's going to be $125 million. So it needs to hit, like, I don't know, exactly what the first one did just to break even. The projections for Shazam 2 are maybe the worst DC EU box office opening of all time. It might be lower than Birds of Prey. Right now it's sitting at a projected $35 million opening weekend.
Holy crap!
The first one was a $53 million opening weekend. So
that's gonna be bad.
Like, Hollywood needs to learn. They need to cut back on these budgets. They need to tighten the purse strings, just like everybody else in this fucking country is having to do right now.
Yep, I heard that. Well,
except for Jay and Rippa, because they're highly successful campaigns.
While we're at peak viewership, Mike, give me a 30-second pitch on Epicverse so everybody knows what you got going on.
Yeah, man. So Epicverse Studios, you can go to epicversestudios.tv, check out the website. I know we haven't talked a whole lot about what we got going on. There's been a lot of secrecy and stuff, but really the gist of it is me and Josiah have been talking about this for a long time, years. We're like the last 4 years we've been talking about, dude, we need to do something different. You know, we've always been creative. We love writing stories. You know, we like entertaining people, and you know, we were not seeing the stories that we want to see, you know, on the screen. And as we're talking about right now, it's obvious that, you know, Hollywood is on its way out. It's struggling. It's not adapting, and a lot of smaller studios and smaller budgets are the way to go, because guess what? That's how you make stories that are beloved, that people love. And so that's what we want to do. So me and Josiah sat down, we talked about it, came up with some ideas, and said, listen, we're going to start to put together some stories. We're going to start to put together some entertainment to give to the audiences that we are talking to directly. I see you guys' comments. I hear you guys when you make fun of me for being fat, but I also hear you guys when you're like, man, I love this. You know, I remember going to the meetup and somebody said, man, hey man, like, I love Star Wars growing up. Can you guys save Star Wars? I probably can't save Star Wars. I don't know what to do about that. Disney owns Star Wars, but you know what? I can give you entertainment that's you can show your kids, or you could talk about with your friends. You guys can enjoy. That's what me and Josiah want to do. That's what's more important to us, is telling good stories that don't have an agenda. I'm not trying to, like, you know, slip some kind of political ideology in, you know, with all of this stuff. It's just good fucking storytelling, because guess what? The world is founded on good fucking storytelling. It's thousands and thousands and thousands of years since mankind could talk to each other. They were telling stories, and that's all that matters. That's all we want to get back to, is that. So Epicverse Studios, as soon as I have more, I'll tell you more. But I promise you, we got some awesome people working with us. We got awesome people that want to entertain people, and we got people that actually give a shit about their audience, and that's what's important. That's why, you know, we constantly are talking to people. That's why I'm on this panel talking, you know, and hanging out with Geeks and Gamers, because I know Jeremy actually cares about good storytelling over, you know, trying to appease a giant studio so they'll give him, you know, fucking backstage passes to go, you know, hang out with actors and stuff like that. So yeah, man, go check out Epicverse Studios. I think later this year we'll have some stuff that'll make people really happy, and we'll have some.
What's the link for that, Mike?
So, EpicverseStudios.tv.
The mods will be getting those, and they'll be dropping them soon. And somebody sent a super chat, so shout out to Epic Mike for always having the balls to call out the boss D-Day Cobra. Guys, Epic Mike's been calling me out long before you knew either one of our names, okay?
Yeah. So that guy's name is Ice Kangs.
Bro, me and Jeremy have been fighting for a long time.
Yes, that's what it's all about.
But that's also the thing, too. I remember, like, he was, like, openly, like, in the chat, he's like, listen, he's like, here's my opinion, go argue with me. And then in the chat it would just be like, yeah, hours of just arguing with him, or like Josiah would hit me up and go, bro, you're never gonna believe what Jeremy said. And I'm like, this motherfucker. I'm like, I'm sorry. My wife's like, do you need to argue with him right now? I'm like, yes, this is important.
This was years ago in a Facebook group.
So
now, Rolo, I know you were trying to make a point before Mike took a 30-second pitch and turned it into a 2.5-minute one, but go ahead, Rolo.
Man, I got deep into his story and I lost my own track there. So,
but it was about Marvel, DC, and their budgets and box office and all that.
Well, I mean, look, it's pretty obvious with the direction that they've gone. That, I mean, I'd be curious to see kind of the swing of, you know, as the video game industry has made more and more money, has it been proportional with how much Hollywood is losing? But unfortunately, we see, you know, with like Naughty Dog and things like that, that for every good story that we have now in video games, we get a Last of Us 2. So, I mean, it's already it's going down that path anyway. And maybe a lot of the good storytellers jumped ship from Hollywood and they moved to video games. And now the virus is going to slowly eat that away too, until every game that comes out is woke garbage too, and you can't tell good stories. But I mean, I don't know. I see stuff like God of War Ragnarok, and I think, man, we can really go in a good direction with this. So, I mean, I'm not sure. I think with DC and Shazam, the fatigue is already there. I think most people already understand that the writing is on the wall. They've either grown bored of it, like on a basic level, if they don't care about the politics or anything like that. They're just like, it's not as good as it used to be, or I've grown out of it. I'm bored of this. I want something else, or I'm doing other things in my life. Because sometimes you have to understand that the MCU and the DCEU were around for so long that your demographics may have grown out of it. Some of them may have, but if you were still telling good stories, then people would bring their kids to them and they would keep that perpetuating. So when you don't have people doing that, when you don't have them bringing the younger generations to see your product, then that's a really bad sign. That's what happened with Star Wars. Why does Galaxy's Edge do badly? Why do the sequel trilogies do badly? Because our generation, we don't want to take our kids to that stuff because it's not good and we can't relate to them. We can't be like, hey, look, here's Han, Luke, and Leia. When I was a kid, I watched their stories. Here's how they grew up. Here's their kids and how they ended up. Maybe tell the stories that were there. They don't care about any of that stuff anymore.
Nope.
And maybe it does have to do that they want to divide families apart and things like that. The greater conspiracy, as I call it. But I mean, it seems like that's what it is, because you don't want parents and their kids basically to connect on these stories because you keep blowing them up all the time. So a parent goes in, they're like, man, this isn't the Star Wars I know. I can't relate to this, so I'm not going to show it to my kids because it's not what I used to watch. And then those kids are going to be like, Star Wars, that's like what old people watch. That's garbage. Like, I don't even care about that anymore.
It's going to be a forgotten IP at the pace it's going right now. And on the note of Marvel, go ahead.
No, I'm going to take a minute.
What the fuck?
I was just saying, like, you guys, everyone's talking about good storytelling. There was a time where we had good storytelling. Like, I was just doing a little research. Like, we had the Monday Night Wars, which happened between 1995 and 2000. We had good storytelling in wrestling. We looked at the movies in the year 2000. I just kind of picked 2000. The movies in there were so diverse and so crazy. Like the Mission Impossible 2, Gladiator, Castaway, Dinosaur, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Meet My Parents, X-Men, Scary Movie, Unbreakable, Gone in 67 Seconds, and like the TV shows in 2000, The Sopranos. I don't know if Doctor Who was good, but it's 30 Rock, Planet Earth, The Office, Freaks and Geeks, Band of Brothers, South Park, 24. It's like, it's crazy how we've gone from like there to where we are now, where we are just begging for a freaking good story and we're willing to pay top dollar. But not too long ago, everything that we watched as far as entertainment was like good storytelling, from wrestling to TV to movies to everything else. It's crazy how far we've like fallen with this like woke crap that's like just infested everything. So that was my whole point about.
Well, it's also trend chasing, because I mean, like, look at the list of shows that you get there. The quote unquote diversity of the shows. Like, too many people are afraid of trying to break the mold, trying to come up with something new. They're like, well, this worked in the past, or this is not going to piss somebody off, so I'm going to come out with this milquetoast generic bullshit that like just meets these checks on a checklist, and nobody cares anymore. I saw a good video talking about how racing games are pretty much like this right now, that they've stagnated. And we're seeing it in movies. Like, nobody knows, the stories have already been told, and either people are too afraid to tell an original story, or they're just like, nah, we just gotta follow the formula because that's what worked in the past. And even though it doesn't seem to be working anymore, that's all we've got. Like, there's nothing else in the recipe book.
Think of what Disney's doing right now. Star Wars and Marvel, part of a continuous franchise. Then they're doing remakes of all of their fucking animated shit. They're just making everybody black and gay, right? Yeah. So, like, that's what they're doing, from that perspective. And then what did they just announce? Toy Story 5, Frozen 3. Mm-hmm. It's, they're really having a hard time. And every time they do try to do something new, it ends up failing. Strange World. Fucking, hey, let's talk about gay teens. Okay, that fucking flops. Mm-hmm. So it's a struggle for them right now.
I have seen a lot of people, and I know obviously me and Ryan will be live tomorrow on Patriot Outpost for our weekly political stream.
Lori Lightfoot
I'm aware.
Beetlejuice
is gone.
You couldn't put her name on the ballot 3 times.
Picture that Benny tweeted out.
Yes, I did. I'm about to share it right now.
So good.
So again, we God damn it, Benny. We this is not a political show per se, but obviously we talk about a lot of different things. But Lori, like,
damn.
Holy crap.
Oh man, it's good. That's good.
Oh my God. Benny also posted right here, Lori Lightfoot roaming the south side of Chicago tonight.
Holy shit. Wait, how did she get? I'm lost. How did she get?
Oh man, I forgot Jennifer.
She lost her re-election.
She lost the re-election. Okay.
Shout out to Benny Johnson. Damn. So, but yeah, so tomorrow Patriot Outpost will be live. So make sure you check us out over there. If you're not subscribed to Patriot Outpost, do that. Every week that rotates between Patriot Outpost and my D-Day Cobra channel. So,
well, every time Lori Lightfoot loses an election bid, that's just a few less people that get shot in Chicago the following weekend.
True. So. That is true. She is.
Yeah, you hope.
Yeah, you'd hope.
Yeah, you would hope. But and it doesn't end there for Marvel, because the Marvels, Captain Marvel 2, basically. But I guess why would you not want to just call it Captain Marvel 2? And why wouldn't you just want to put Queen Brie front and center after the success, the massive success of Captain Marvel? Amazing how that's working out. But this film is a complete disaster. There's been reshoots, there's been delays, and now when you see it, the current state of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I don't know if it's crazy to think this, and I just want to open this up to the panel after. We're going to let Ryan do his typical lead in, because Jay can't do it. So we're going to let Ryan do the lead in. And but I do want to ask everybody, do we think this ultimately goes to Disney Plus? Because I think, like, is that even?
Can't.
Is
They
it
got
even
to try to recoup
possible?
the money. Think about it. Like, well, let's get into it. So the Marvels, for like the 4th or 5th time, was recently delayed, and there was no pomp or circumstance. Brie Larson just tweeted out the first official poster and was like, "Hey, we'll see you on November 10th or something." People were like, "Wait, was this supposed to come out in July?" There was no like big official announcement. They just, "Hey, let's put out a poster and pretend like it was going to get released in November all along." This is after at D23 went back in September or October, when they said, yes, we're going to be doing some reshoots in January, and then we're going to release the film in July. That was, everybody was on board for that plan. All of a sudden, rumors are coming out that the test screenings are garbage, that everybody hates this movie, and they know what the audience reaction will be. They know what they have when it comes to Brie Larson, and they know what could happen if they put this movie out and it's dog shit. I don't see any way they put it out and it's not dog shit personally, but they are doing desperate reshoots, and of course they have to get all the VFX and everything done. That reportedly is the reason that it's been pushed all the way back to November. And when it comes to could they put it on Disney Plus, I don't think they can afford to take that kind of an L, because at least if you put it on the box office, say Ant-Man, right? Say you spend $200 million on Ant-Man, whatever, you put it out in theaters and you only get $500 million in the box office. You're only going to end up losing, around $50-100 million, whatever it may be. That wouldn't be the case with Captain Marvel. You'd be eating all of that, because ain't no way nobody's going to watch it on. No one's going to sign up to Disney Plus just to watch that bullshit. So they're in a bad spot.
They're in a really bad spot, and I really want Jay's opinion on all this.
It's terrible.
Good job, Jay. So Beardo, what did you think?
Man, just the reception from Brie Larson.
Hold on,
fans,
let's
I
stop
think the
right
studio,
here. Hold on a second. No. Hold
Jay,
on.
what the hell, man? Jeremy finally, all night,
Listen,
Jeremy finally says, Beardo, I want your opinion on something. And then Jay's like,
hold on. No. This is what happens. That stupid, absolutely amazing clip came about because Jeremy did the same thing when we were there. He's like, oh, I'm glad to be here. Ryan, tell us about it. Ryan does an excellent job nailing every single point to where there's no other point to be made. And then they throw it to me, and I have nothing else to say. That's exactly what happened here. So I just wanted to point that out, that he does this on purpose.
Hey, Jay, I'm going to back up the stream to about 25 minutes ago when I literally said, hey, here you go, Jay. And you just
listen.
babbled.
I wasn't listen. You had the charts. I wasn't ready. I didn't know he was gonna do that. That's all.
It's literally in the title of the fucking stream, Jay.
I know Ryan has the charts. Like he pulls it up and like he talks. I get it, man. I totally get it.
I didn't pull any charts up for this.
I'm imagining Ryan with a folder now. He's got like all this research. That Jay's like, he's got the.
I totally get why he throws it to Ryan. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I was just saying.
The only planning that we did.
My bad, Beardo. I messed up. There you go.
Yeah.
Rudy Beardo back seat. That was an epic take. Even Mike was like, damn.
For 50.
For 50. For 50. Yeah. Go ahead, Beardo. I apologize.
I forgot what the hell I was going to say, man.
And Jay has a tendency to screw stuff up like that, man. So
that's true.
What do you think about the Marvel's disaster, Beardo?
The studio knows the kind of mess that Brie Larson has made for them, just with all the negativity and her attacking the fans and, stuff that she said about the one movie with Oprah in it a few years ago, said, this movie isn't made for 40-year-old white men. She's been bad news for Disney and for Marvel for a long time. And I think it kind of all boils down to.
Well, even like even if you look at how, they are scared of her. Like she's got almost an M. Night Shyamalan kind of vibe to it. Where you remember when M. Night was like the hot new director and they put him in everything, and then suddenly he had so many movies tank, and then all of a sudden they would advertise movies without putting M. Night Shyamalan as kind of like the feature director. Yeah. And like with her now with this marketing, it's almost like they're having to surround her with other people. It's just like the first Captain Marvel movie where they had
color.
Yeah, exactly.
And then she was asked, I forget what event it was at, but it was like, when are we going to see you back as Captain Marvel? And she like went crazy eyes. She goes, I don't know. Does anybody want to see me back? Does anybody really want me to come back? And it's like, well, that kind of seems like a projection that, you know, the studio has been hinting at her. Hey, you better straighten the fuck up because we're bringing in these two other people of color, the Rambeau and then the new Miss Marvel, to kind of take over the kind of bad energy and the bad light that Brie Larson has been casting on her character.
I really listen. Ever since Brie liked my tweet about Fortnite, I feel like I need to defend her a little bit. She's in a rough spot. They fucking put her in this dog shit movie with a dog shit character. Told you it was the most important thing ever. Said, oh, this woman's gonna be the leader of the Avengers. All this stuff. So you know what? They set her up for failure. Didn't help some of the things she said along the way. But you do more workout videos, Brie, and everyone is eventually gonna forget. They're going to surround you with every single woman of color they can, and the Marvels is going to be a big success.
I built this channel off of Brie hate, and then Ryan's going to come in here with that, and all I can think is,
oh my God, I am never going to financially recover from this.
I think the only Brie Larson video I have that hit over 100K was probably me talking about how upset people got when she liked my tweet. That was such a great video. Holy shit.
Brie, what have you done? Do you know who he is? Did you hear what he said about the Batman?
Speaking of Fortnite, you know what's happening tonight after Tuesday night's main event. Chat, it's happening. It's happening. We'll give you more details on that later. But yeah, on the whole thing with the Marvels, I personally like prediction. Do you guys think do you think it gets delayed again? Do you think they're going to push it back again? Can they even push it back again at this point in time? How much is that going to interrupt the release schedule for everything they have going on? I haven't even looked at, because how many times have been delayed now at this point?
It's like the fourth or fifth time, basically. And I do just want to point out that Brie Larson does not like tweets very often. Between February 17th was the last time she liked tweets. She's liked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 tweets. Mine is the 15th. That was back in September. She doesn't like tweets very often, but she liked mine.
She probably liked them a lot until she liked yours, and then she goes, damn, now I got to make sure each person's not, white supremacist every time.
I mean, I already had a thumbnail ready to go if she unliked my tweet. Brie Larson bends the knee. Yeah.
Man.
I gotta say that was a pretty awesome moment right there when he got that like tweet and you saw the quote tweets.
Holy shit!
That's
how I found out. I didn't know she liked the tweet. I just saw people screenshotting that she had liked it, and they were going fucking crazy. Not the first time an actress who worked for Disney at the time liked one of my tweets and got some blowback. Sorry, Gina. How it goes.
Oh, but yeah, I personally, I look forward to this movie coming out if and when it does come out. I still think based on the current state of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I think that it is very, very possible that this thing could end up on Disney Plus at some point. I really do. I do.
I mean, we mentioned dangling keys. I think the only thing, like with all these reshoots and, being delayed, they kind of do need a dangling key for this movie because they're already doing so much damage control with bringing in these other characters to kind of help piggyback off of Brie Larson. They're going to need a dangling key. Like, I don't know, maybe somebody from the Fantastic Four shows up at the very end. Oh, look at this post-credit scene. We have Reed Richards and it's John Krasinski in the post-credit scene, and that's going to be the driving force why they try to get people to come to this movie. That's kind of like maybe what this movie needs, to be honest, if they want it to, break even.
Maybe they'll bring Henry Cavill in, make an appearance. That seemed to work out real good for Shazam. So
Have you seen the Shazam leak?
I mean not Shazam. Fucking.
I have
Black
seen the
Adam,
Shazam
Black
link.
Adam.
Have you seen the Shazam leak though?
I
like,
have seen
who
it.
was supposed to be
I
in
have
there?
seen it. I've seen it.
I don't know if we. I know Ryan's seen it. I don't want to say it. I don't know if we should say it.
Just say it. It's Wonder Woman. Apparently, Wonder Woman, right? Wonder Woman was supposed to be in Shazam too.
Does anybody even care though?
That's the crazy
Not after
thing.
the second movie.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, especially that second movie. Holy crap, man. That was bad. That was really bad. And I love the first Wonder Woman movie,
Wonder Woman
dude.
kidnaps a man. Yeah.
The crazy thing, the leak is this: like they shipped out a bunch of toys from Shazam, and Wonder Woman's in the packaging for one of the Shazam toys. So take what if she's in it for a while, if she's in it at all, or if they just decided they wanted to try to sell something with the Shazam name on it, so they put Wonder Woman in the packaging. So that's where the leak came from.
Well, and like CVR deleted the article they did on it too. So I don't know if Warner
It just went all over Twitter like when it went out. So yeah,
I know, but like I saw a couple articles that were floating around that got like pulled, like specifically comic book resources like CBR.com. They had a article about like that specific leak, and it got pulled. So it's 404 now. So obviously, someone's like, you shouldn't put that out there.
Yeah. I'm very happy that Marvel's in a bad place. I'm happy, I guess, that DC's in a bad place too, but it's for different reasons. Like, I'm just frustrated with DC over bad movies and not necessarily, and I can deal with bad movies. I said this when The Last Jedi came out, that I can deal with a bad movie. What I can't deal with is for the audience to be blamed for that bad movie because you filled it with propaganda. I don't feel that DC has done DC's not as bad about that as Marvel has been, for sure. I just don't. Obviously everybody knows I don't like Zack Snyder's DCEU. And I like the Batman was fine, but very forgettable. But I guess it had potential.
Not forgettable for me.
I loved it. The Batman was great.
Yeah, it was fine. I mean, I thought it was fine. It was fine. The score was fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, the score was fantastic.
I was keeping score in that movie.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were. We even got a super chat about that over on Streamlabs. We'll get to here in just a minute. We did get a 50. We got
50.
a 50. Where'd it go? Where's the right here? David Murdoch. It's time for counterculture to flourish. I've got Drag the Dead on Steam now. Pearl clutching zombie slaying action starring Zayn Damage, Uncle Hotep, and Adam. What's his name? Is it Uncle Hotep? Is that it?
Uncle Hotep.
I thought he went by something else. Hotep.
That's
Uncle
Uncle Hotep. That's what he goes.
Okay. And Adam Krigler. Get this on your wish list. Hashtag counterculture. Awesome. There we go. Right there. Yeah. Appreciate you, David, and thank you for the super chat. And I mean, look, man, momentum's building, and as they continue to put out bad shit, he goes by
no, Hotep Jesus, somebody else.
That's somebody else.
Is it? Okay.
Man, man, if that was me, fuck.
Yeah,
I'd be blasted.
Yeah, it is what it is. I got my white privilege. So, but counterculture is a huge thing, and again, what we're seeing right now with Marvel, what we're seeing with DC, what we're seeing with Star Wars opens up a huge opportunity in the market. It's why I'm so glad that, Mike and Josiah are doing Epic Verse. Obviously, Rippa's got Rippaverse. You've got Iron Age out there. You've got Comicsgate. You've got so many great things going on for people to support in whatever way that they want to support. And that is awesome. So I'm really happy about it. Keep failing, Marvel, but I am looking forward to the Marvels. I'm looking really forward to it because this channel deserves Brie Larson content, and you're going to get more Brie Larson content. So, when are you guys going to start reviewing
I knew you
games?
Were see that super
well, we've done a few game reviews here, and we do some over on Geeks Gamers Play. We probably need to be more consistent about it, but games are different than movies, because games you can, like a movie, you can review it that night, and like games, typically, if you're going to go through the story and have an in-depth review, it takes a lot of time. And by the time you go through all the way through that game, you know, the reviews probably not going to get a ton of traction because that's why the shills still love the gaming industry a lot more than they love the movies, because they can really benefit from it because they put out dog shit content, but they get those reviews out and that bumps them really quickly.
Well, yeah, they get the review copies, the embargo review copies, like 2 or 3 weeks before, so that they can purposely, you know, make those reviews as soon as the embargo lifts. The day that the game comes out, these people have already played it for multiple weeks, and those people are the ones shilling over these fucking AAA gaming companies.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like.
Go ahead, Rollo.
You also need somebody dedicated to like, well, this is my job. I'm going to play video games all day and review them. And
It's a lot.
It's like 40 hours to beat like a lot of these games, and that's not even all the content all the time. So,
well, I mean, like you should start requesting review copies. I ain't asking these fucking people for shit, because typically most of them, like if they don't know me, then they may give me a copy until some blue-haired whale says something, and then all of a sudden, so it's like if I have a problem with, number one, reaching out to people, but also accepting people reaching out to me, because in my mind, I just feel like they all hate me anyway, you know, and if they don't know me, they'll hate me when they get to know me. And there's companies you meet that obviously are cool as hell, but it's just it's such a tough thing to kind of navigate through. That's why, like, the people that hate us, they are so small in numbers, but they can be so loud, and they can. And that's why you guys being loud in the numbers that we have is massively important. It's always appreciated. And so that's why we're always trying to interact with the chat, you know, trying to let you guys know how much we appreciate it, because, you know, these weirdos, man, they will create so much noise, and they're such a small group of insignificant people, but they can make themselves sound so much more relevant than they are, because they are really irrelevant. But I don't know, man. As Geeks Gamers evolves, we'll see what opportunities are out there for us. I mean, but it's a tough kind of it's a tough road to navigate for sure. But I'm all ears. You guys continue to give me your suggestions. I'll always listen to suggestions and take them into consideration. And if it's something that we have the resources to do, I would gladly try to do some of those things.
Whoever's not playing Fortnite will have the time to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
There's too much Fortnite. That's the problem.
I know. I can fucking love that game, man. I can't help it. So
I don't even have time to fucking play a game, let alone do a fucking review.
Rippa, will you come back for like one stream so we can get these hammers out of the game, just so you can tag them and be like, hey, get the fucking hammers out the game.
The season ends in like 8 days. I doubt they'll be in the next season.
I'll keep reminding everybody. Rippa played Fortnite with us for like 2 weeks, and he got on Twitter and he fucking tagged them and bitched about the tanks, screaming at him, and they fucking removed the tanks like 3 days later.
Oh shit, we gotta get rid of these tanks.
And then he stopped playing. I'm like, come back, Rippa. We need some of that pull. But all right, so we need to read some super chats, everyone. 42 people were here tonight. Thank you, Jay.
How do we have so many super chats with only 42 people?
42.
Generous.
Nah, seriously, massive turnout tonight, guys. Yeah. Thank you. We held basically 4,000 for all the majority of the discussion. So really do appreciate that. Shout out to Rumble, and I would shout out Geeks and Gamers Odyssey, but it's on Ryan's channel. It's on RK Outpost tonight. So.
Thank you to Deadfool for the 1 library coin, which is approximately 4 cents. I don't know. And then thank you to Blankets for 0.01 library coin, which I don't even know how to calculate that. But thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stephen Wasick for $20. They're rewriting the original James Bond books for modern audiences with trigger warnings and edited ethnic descriptions. After the shit show that was No Time to Die, the books were all we had left, just like with Tolkien. Yeah, I saw that. I made a video about that really nobody watched, but yeah, they're doing the same sensitivity thing for James Bond, which is to be expected. They're going after every single thing. They want to rewrite every single thing. And put all that on top of the fact that I don't know if you even fucking heard about this, Rippa. Sean Connery died, so there's also that.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Rippa's like, fuck you.
A rough week for James Bond.
real quick before we continue. I know Epic Mike's got to bounce. So, Mike, good having you, buddy.
Absolutely.
Let them know where they can find you.
Yeah, you can catch me on Twitter and Twitch, _epic_Mike. Check out, like I said, epicverse.tv. I already did a plug for that. Also, this is a big news. So, Geeks and Gamers Tabletop, Secrets of the Frost Maiden, has moved from Mondays, because Jeremy kicked us out, to Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Go check us out. It's going to be a good time. Yeah, the party has gone full villain. And right now we're going to some guy's cabin to beat him to death so we can steal his stuff, because that's pretty much all we do, is kill people and steal their stuff. So yeah, go check that out. Thursdays, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. It's a good time. So yeah, I appreciate it. And like I said, yeah, go check out epicverse.tv. Go get yourself some merch. And yeah, as soon as we have some more updates, trust me, you guys will hear about them. And yeah, we'll be talking to Beardo soon about some stuff this week. So
take it easy, brother.
Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Take it easy.
All right, buddy. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye, Mike.
Bye, Mike. Andy Lopez for 10. I went to Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and I was reminded of how much I hated Galaxy's Edge, because the fact that Wizarding World actually has music from the films.
Yeah.
Does
Just
Galaxy's Edge not have Star Wars music?
They don't. They don't even play John Williams music.
They don't play John Williams
anywhere.
dude.
It's sound effects of TIE fighters. That's
it's
it.
awful. It's fucking awful. Like, how the fuck? Like, if you've ever been to a Disney park, one of the defining characteristics of a Disney park is how they utilize music.
Correct.
Like Epcot's music, old school Epcot music is phenomenal. You go to you go to
That's what Rippa
Magic
loves
Kingdoms,
about theme parks.
but you go to all of these lands, and it's been wonderfully done. Holy shit, man! Galaxy's Edge is so fucking bad. They don't even use John Williams' score. Like, I know this is crazy.
I want to get Rippa to go to Universal. I want to get his ass on a fucking Velocicoaster.
Oh, you
That's
got
Lady Rippa. Lady
Lady
Rippa.
Rippa would love it. She's a coaster beast.
Lady Rippa will ride that all day, every day.
She loves fucking
Velocicoaster is badass. But like,
now you can get an express pass for it, which is nice.
I know what I'm gonna say is crazy, and I know sometimes we say things on these channels and people are like, oh my God, these guys are so. I know what I'm about to say is crazy, okay? But not using John Williams' score at Galaxy's Edge, it would be like doing a sequel trilogy and not using George Lucas's outline. You know what I mean? Like, that's how crazy it is. No one would do the sequel trilogy of Star Wars and not use George Lucas's sequel trilogy outline. But that's what they're doing at Galaxy's Edge. They're not using John Williams' score with Star Wars. It's unbelievable. But this is Disney Star Wars right here. They're fucking idiots.
Agree.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought Jay was gonna have something more to say about the parks. It's my bad. Giga Mango Fanta for 20. Thoughts?
He had his moment. He fucked it up.
No. Listen, I respect Ryan reading the chats, like the
I know.
super chat. So I try
That's
to.
why I
stay
took
quiet.
responsibility. I took responsibility.
Yeah.
Giga Mango Fanta for 20. Thoughts on AI art and the ramifications it has for such industries? Do the concerns/complaints come off as sour grapes jealousy, or are there legit fears of what it can do? Do you see Shadiversity's video on such topics? I've listened to Shad talk about it a lot. I think that just like any technological advance, right? It's like, oh no, the invention of these cars going to put people that fucking drive horse and carriages out of business? Probably. You know what I mean? There's always these sort of adjustments as technology comes along. And, you know, AI art definitely has a ramification on people who are creating art. There's no doubt about it. But you still, at the end of the day, there's still going to need to be human stuff for certain things. I think likely what'll happen, and maybe Rippa has some thoughts on this, is that there will be a higher premium based off of actual artists, because you're going to be able to tell a difference. You're still going to need somebody to like fine tune and do a couple things with the AI stuff. But for a lot of projects, they're going to get by with AI art, but there's going to be a higher premium placed on good human created things. But
yeah, I think that'll be kind of what you see, and it'll be to the market to decide if that's something that is favorable or unfavorable as far as, you know, what they want to consume. You know, there of course inevitably be people that are like, yeah, I don't want to really support anything that's using that. They maybe feel it's a cop out, but you know, I welcome the market, you know, working sort of that out, as opposed to, you know, I think a lot of people are freaking out more than anything. And, you know, it's not anything that I would necessarily use. I wouldn't even use it for concept shit. I just that's not really my thing. But in the same respects, I do think this is one of those things that markets are gonna really figure out.
Yeah, I think that things like for our D&D channel, right? When they had like art created for it, and they paid to have art created for some of the characters, that could be something that you have done AI and might be simple and easy. It's not something that matters. It's something that you're going to use for a couple streams and be done with it. I don't know. Stuff
so
like
did
that.
you hear the story of the guy that's creating AI art for OnlyFans, that he's done like girls that look real, and he created an OnlyFans account, or he talked about, I was watching a video on it, and this guy was talking about how he was telling a story of a guy that it's going to get so good that that one guy could create 10 OnlyFans accounts with different AI girls and have the AI actually respond to messages and stuff like that, and create these women that don't look real, or that look real, that like
I'd rather
whatever,
men
and
be
then,
getting paid for it. Go for it.
Yeah.
Tricking people out of the money.
Kind of funny.
Yeah, I think where we'll see it bigger will be, and this is probably like still a couple of decades away, will be like what I call the holodeck thing, where you just go and you're like, okay, I want a scenario where I'm the Master Chief and I'm gonna like attack a Covenant ship, and I want like this many Marines with me and do this, and this, and I want the scenario to play out like this, and then AI will like generate that scenario through like procedural generation.
You just got to take shrooms.
Yeah. So I think that's what you'll see. Like, I think it will have a bigger impact on gaming, and it can have movies too, where it's like, well, I want a Fortnite movie. So I want Snake Eyes, the Master Chief, Batman, and Jay's fluffy character to like go on a fight together and like go out there. Or Indiana Jones. We'll take Indiana Jones because that's who Jay uses, and create a movie, and then it'll like create some crazy scenario where it'll work. But
hey, Rip, I don't know if you this is just random. I don't know if you happen to see. I know you're subbed to the Walt Disney Channel, so I don't know if you saw the new trailer that dropped for the Wendy and Peter Pan movie.
I didn't. Everybody keeps asking me to talk about it, but I don't know what I can say that I didn't just say about the fucking Little Mermaid.
Well, I think you just say the exact same thing with a different title.
Yeah.
That's typically what I do.
I get another easy fucking 50,000 views in an hour or some shit.
Yeah, just because this is Tinkerbell. So,
yeesh.
I'm just pretty happy that Ryan usually ratios the Geeks and Gamers account. I finally did it this time. So there you go. It's over. It's over. That's one of the best videos on the internet, by the way. I guess you search like Mrs. Obama Get Down or something like that. It's really fucking good. But that's where that one's from. I showed it to Steph today for the first time. She was freaking out.
Jesus Davila for 2. Thank you. Viking Beach Bum for 10. Sold some Tesla stock and bought Jay's book. One for me and one to donate. So in a way, Elon Musk supported this venture.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Elon funded the book.
Thank you, Elon.
Marshall for $5. Important question. Should I buy Jay's new graphic novel tomorrow? No. What the fuck? Buy it tonight.
Yes.
There you go. Ice Kangs for 20. If you ever need more eye candy, bring on that Star Wars girl. She was in the chat earlier. Just make sure she's wearing wife beaters. All right. Thank you, Ice Kangs.
Jay is plenty enough eye candy for us around here, and all the dudes in the chat have told us so.
Anna wanted to see Jay's feet in the chat.
Yeah, I don't know if you want Anna here because she's going to request feet.
That's
true. That's your trade-off. That's your trade-off for you guys in the chat. You get Anna here, but you get to have to see Jay's feet. So
I'll make an executive call right now to say
Gotta
that
pick
ain't
and choose.
happening. We don't. Jay's feet belong nowhere near this camera in any capacity.
I agree, 100.
Yeah, yeah.
David Nelson for 10. Rippa, shout out for Caro for her human communication. Thank her for not being a robot, even though I didn't like her response.
What happened?
I don't know. David Nelson says, shout out for Caro for her human communication. Thank her for not being a robot, even though I didn't like her response.
I don't know what you're referring to, but yeah, Carol's awesome. She's my executive assistant.
She just had a video out there on Rippaverse, right? Get to know
Yeah. I fucking haven't said anything about that. If you go to Rippaverse, our YouTube, we're starting our like Meet the Team little series where everybody's doing kind of, hey, this is who does this and who does what. So you get to learn about people that aren't fucking me, and what they do for this company. And to make something like what we have done happen, you need great people surrounding you, and you guys can get to know those people.
Dean H for 5. I'm glad Johnny isn't here. Don't want to be put in time out.
That was funny. That was funny.
Online college dropout for 20. Lori Lightfoot lost her re-election bid. Jay's book is killing it, and I saw him too is not far off. 2023 is going to be a good year.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, support Drunk right now. Fuck the Rippa shit. As far as most of y'all already got the book. You can't get it if you haven't, but most of y'all got it. Go support Jay.
Appreciate it.
Go. Look at that, Jay. Millionaires
I get all
millionaires.
emotional when I see that.
That's right.
Thank you. Crimson Eagle for 10. Can't
just
stay
hope it
long.
doesn't suck. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. I'm sorry.
Crimson Eagle for 10. Can't stay long. Just wanted to drop some love from Bama. Love all ya. Beardo, how do you think Redfall will do? 3PO, good luck on your book, Bubba.
Thank you. It's doing great.
Redfall?
Yeah.
All right.
Right?
Yeah, Redfall is being made by Bethesda, the vampires. It's like a Left 4 Dead kind of thing with the vampires.
No, I've seen a few things about it. It doesn't look good. It looks like it's way too much, too convoluted. I mean, it's an interesting concept, but I ultimately think it's going to be meh. Going to be like a Back 4 Blood, just kind of, it'll be hot for a week, and then it's just going to fall off.
I feel like that genre is kind of dead, unfortunately, for whatever reason.
Yeah. It's a cool idea, but I just think it's too convoluted and too many gimmicks, and it'll be whatever.
Kyle Sanger for 2. They censored Ian Fleming on Bond's 70th birthday. The bastards.
Gosh, Jeremy, I got to send this to you in the chat. This thing that Biden said, it's so good.
Oh, I know what you're talking
the
about.
nurse one?
Yeah.
That one you should read just because it's hilarious.
I'm saying, man, I've got so much for Cobra Cast tomorrow night and our political show tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Joe and Beetlejuice. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate it.
Marcus Henry for 20. It sounds like Jeremy's saying fan service is okay, even if it messes with continuity. That's probably why I'm not much of a Star Wars fan. Same issues from the big 2 comics, which would make it hard to get into if you're new. Thank you, Marcus.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily say it like that, but in reference to Star Wars, we've always had continuity errors. So in reference to the particular discussion, that's the weird thing about it is, so Star Wars is a little different than most of this stuff. So it's like when I tell you how Man of Steel, I hate it, like, and it's not what I think Superman should be. It's not the same as Star Wars. That's an isolated story about Superman that there's creative visions involved. So in reality, it's not as big of a problem as something like Star Wars, which is a continuous storyline. So that's kind of where that's where it gets a little complicated, because you have different universes with different rules and different lines of things. So it's like Star Wars is known for its continuity errors. It just is, and it always has been that way.
I'll move on. I'm seeking the way for 10. Rolo's a priceless addition to the show. Also, can you play that enormous woman falling into the car video? Seeing Steph laugh every time is great.
Yeah,
that's good.
I don't like playing that video because I just think it's just kind of.
Damn!
Steph. Steph can't handle
30 minutes to close out. Like what?
The Astro Nerd Boy for 5. Don't criticize the awesomely awesome, beyond awesome Peter Pan and Wendy while playing the trailer. Let's Disney end the stream. Happened to BBC. Yeah, that might have been what they react to. So that's weird. CJ for 10 for Krista and Steph. The fuck is that for? Zootopia for 5. I love how Ryan is trolling the cast of Bros and Lori Lightfoot with his haircut. That's so based. Thank you, Zootopia. Get woke, go broke for 10. Is everyone excited for Disney Token Peter Pan and Token Tinkerbell? Can't wait to give Disney no money. I'm looking forward to it because it'll make me money. The Astro Boy Nerd for 5. I met real BBC stream earlier today. Thank you, Astro Boy Nerd.
Yeah, I'll ask Gary about what happened with BBC. Is it not watchable?
They said it might be blocked. I don't know.
Okay. And if it's blocked, it probably says like due to copyright or something like that. If that's what happened, if it was a strike, which I'm fairly certain it wasn't.
Maybe they said the N-word when they saw Tinkerbell.
That's true. You never know. Ryan wasn't there, so the chances of that slim to none. But who knows?
Wasn't
Who
me.
knows? Who knows?
What does this say? I can never fucking read this. I think it's carnal for 10 because I can't ever tell if it's an M or not. Hail TNME peeps. I'm curious to know what everyone on the panel considers to be the best trilogy in the MCU is at this point in time. I'll even let the Iron Boy trilogy slide. Well, if you're talking about trilogies,
Captain America.
Captain America's got to be the best
Not
one.
even close.
It kind of has to be because you have Captain America, you have Winter Soldier, and then Civil War.
Civil War, which
and
is essentially
I have
Avengers.
I have some problems with Civil War. I know a lot of people really love it, but even with that being said, I think you kind of technically have to. What do you have? Fucking Ant-Man, Thor.
I think Winter Soldier by itself like elevates it like above.
Iron Man 2 is
Iron Man 2.
Oh yeah, I
and
guess
3
Iron
were shit.
Man. Yeah.
Iron Man 2 and 3 are meh. I mean,
Not that
it's
great.
Captain
Iron
America.
Man 3 is. I would fucking suck somebody's dick for a Iron Man 2 at this point in time. You fucking
yeah, of
kidding
course.
me? With what the shit we've
that's
been getting lately.
True. It's very true.
Be
Sure, but I
careful
can
saying
say,
that
like,
about some
give-
good
give
Star
me-
Wars, because
give
Dave
me-
Filoni will take you up on that one.
Give me my board.
bird.
My board.
My bird.
Hang on, we got a 50 from Aiden. I recently watched the OT and the PT, and I couldn't finish either of them. Now, here's my question: were you a Star Wars fan prior? You know, because if you were a Star Wars fan prior, I can understand why you're kind of disgusted by it, because there's a lot of problems that if you've never watched Star Wars and you just couldn't finish either, that would be interesting. I'd be interested to know more about that.
Give it
But either
another
way,
shot.
Especially the OT. The OT. Like I said, I love the prequels. Okay, but I know that there's people have problems with them and all of that. I respect all of that. I love them, but the OT, especially Empire. Oh my god.
Patrick Elsie for 5. Gotta love that Disney announced their latest race swap trash fire movie just in time to close out Relevant History Month. Thank you, Patrick. Ice Kangs for 10. I only come for Raging Ryan and Krista Nova. No offense to the rest of the panel. Epic Mike is starting to grow on me, though.
Hey, all right.
Being just everybody's favorites. I kill for 5. The current season Bad Batch has been boring and bloody awful. Makes sense. Dizzy for 5. Ratioing Star Wars is beating horse 5 years dead. Idea for Griff segment. Disney's quest for rock bottom. Guys, provide a smile during a grinding week. Thank you, Dizzy. Maji Chang for 10. Hello, TNME. Can you please give a drink with crazy shout out as he tries to bring forth independent writers projects front and center? I actually watched a video of his.
I did too.
Yeah, the FNT video.
Yeah, the FNT video that was. I mean,
I
think
was in the thumbnail for that for some reason.
Yeah, I don't really know why, but it was definitely an interesting video. And I think
So was
like,
Rippa. Rippa was doing something.
I've talked a lot about. I think that there's people that are creative people that should do creative things, and we should support people doing creative things. I'm not a creative person. I'm just fucking not. It's not one of my skill sets. I don't think that everybody needs to try to be, that everybody should try to be if you don't have a fucking story to tell. So that's just personally something I'm never going to do. But there's a lot of people that are out there doing stuff. So yeah, I thought it was an interesting video.
I liked it. I watched the video, and I thought there were some fair things for sure that were alluded to. But overall, the overall messaging and tone was very positive. So I liked it. It was a good video.
Yeah, it was.
Shout out.
Sailor Mercury for 5. Have y'all seen Peter Pan and Wendy live action trailer? It has every woke cliche. Race swap Tinkerbell. Wendy's the lead, and girls in the Lost Boys crew. Yes.
Yeah,
Lost
twin
Boys.
girls.
But you're
Twin girls in
all
Lost Boys.
girls. So Jesus fucking.
It's so bad. It's so bad. I mean, look, I ratioed the Geeks and Gamers account. I'm happy because Ryan usually does that. I did it today. I saw someone go, Jeremy, it's a great idea to have 2 accounts. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I've lot more accounts, but I only run one of them, my account. All the other ones.
You have 2 fucking accounts.
No, I don't.
You have D-Day Cobra and what's been turned into Cobra Cast.
Yeah, Cobra Cast. But I'm saying like but if he was saying that the Geeks and Gamers account and my D-Day Cobra, it was a good idea for me to have 2 accounts. And I'm like, well, I don't really have to. I can't tell you the last time I tweeted anything from Geeks and Gamers. It's usually Steph and Krista. That's usually who it is. So when you're
so if you see some like retarded tweet like "Happy Birthday, Oprah,"
That's us.
I did step in. I'm like, y'all, what the fuck, man? Like y'all are just wishing some weird happy birthdays. Like, can we keep it like
birthday?
Happy birthday, Joy Behar.
We're nice.
Yeah.
Who knew pigs could turn 72? Avery
See?
Bodwell
All
for
those comments.
Avery Bodwell for 2. Disney has even race swapped Peter Pan and Tinkerbell. Search Peter and Wendy trailer. It's getting ratioed. Yes, we've heard
bad. Ratio bad.
Bar for 2. Did any of you see Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey? Is it even out? I haven't seen it.
I think it's out.
It's out. I haven't seen it.
I think it's out.
Heard it was bad.
Hayden for 10.
Oh, sorry.
Did you see it?
No, but I heard that the story's about Christopher Robin's like leaves and Winnie the Pooh and Piglet, they start to starve to death because they don't bring him food, and they kill off and eat Eeyore and like the other characters, and then they just start eating people because they're hungry.
Great.
That's
like,
what I saw a review and I was like, is that real? Like that's wild. So they go crazy. Anyway,
has anybody seen Cocaine Bear here?
No.
Just me? All right. I thought it was dog shit.
Well, I know you got one from Hayden. Hayden's got 2, a 50 and a 20. So Hayden Wayne for 70 says real BBC got suspended while watching the Dark Knight Rises Bane dub. The vid was where Bane talks about a diet the whole time, and Batman has techno playing while he's flying around. They got the stream back online at the time. Chuck Dixon was the guest. Seemed like the music while Batman was flying the bomb out of the city was what got the real BBC stream suspended. Not surprised the VOD got pulled because of it. There you go. Thank you, Hayden. Appreciate it. Yeah, I hadn't talked to Gary much today, so I feel like if he would have got a strike or something, he would have, we would have
heard about that.
So
yeah.
So,
Hayden for 10. Excellent pass off to Ryan for the Ant-Man box office numbers. Jay,
I do what I can.
Yes, you guys pulled that up while I was talking. Marcus Henry for 2. Rolos are weird.
Tonberry Masta just dropped a 20, and I saw you earlier, Tonberry Masta. You said in the chat, which is just very creepy that you, not creepy in a like creepy way, but you know what I'm saying, creepy that you knew this, but you said Chris was probably thinking about food. She 100% was thinking about food because that's all she fucking thinks about is food. That's it.
I'm like Kirby.
That's all she thinks about.
I eat and I don't know where it goes.
Darth Gorbag for 1212. My dudes, you make the best background noise stream ever. I got to listen to you more often. Nice. I hope we're the background music while you're having sex, Darth Gorbag. That's awesome. Harry Lee Slaughter for 2. Why was the BBC blocked for today? I think we explained that.
Just explained it.
Rudy Bernius for 10. Don't feel left out, fellas. Here you go. Got to feed the big bear, the main attraction, with a contribution to his book. Guess it's still a work in progress.
That's finished. Right here.
Look at that.
All I got to do is finish the campaign, print them out, and we will ship them out to you.
Let's hope you're not storing those in plastic bins like a schlub.
Yeah, wouldn't want bald head bitches to be fucking griping about you.
Nope.
In your storage. You wouldn't want that.
Wouldn't want LeBron coming after you.
Hey, they're coming after me for other things too. They were like,
might
this
be
guy,
worse than fucking LeBron.
They're like, this guy's writing book for children. Y'all know why he wants that. It's like, wow, jeez.
People are effed up, man.
Yeah, it's like it's a constant thing.
We got Deplorable Walmart guy gifted 5 memberships to Geeks and Gamers. Thank you. Subhuman gifted 5 Geeks and Gamers memberships. Thank you. Legend. War Machine gifted, I think 5. It might have been 10. I'm looking for it now. Project Egg Roll gifted 5 Geeks and Gamers memberships. Jay's favorite podcast.
Are those guys cool or what?
Yeah, I love them. Yeah. They freaking love Ryan, man. I'm like, talk about me.
Like,
they talk about Ryan.
And they're Asian and they got a podcast.
They're Asian and they got an egg roll podcast, man. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah, that was really what my question was for. I wanted Jay to say
I know.
Is that wrong? Is that racist?
No.
Depends on your
It's just-
perspective. Do you
say
fucking
this-
hate them?
No, they're
every time
freaking
they-
awesome, man. I listen to them all the time. They
You're all good then. Ain't racist?
Yeah.
No, it's that every time they come into a chat, you said they're like, "Oh, we're all
Egg
podcast.
roll,
They're Asians. I love them."
They're Asian. Look at that. Egg roll. It's so
Every time.
creative.
I'm like, wait for it. As soon as I see them in the chat, I'm like, wait for it. Let's get the timer going. How long until
Bro, the
Jason?
joke is funny, man.
You like a,
Why am I
you like a
doing
big
that last
fucking
time?
Kamehameha fucking warm up every time you see him. You do
It's
some big like
freaking
fucking anime thing.
hilarious.
JS Pena for 5. When Gina got fired, I was pissed. But given the state of Star Wars, I'm starting to think it's probably a good idea that she got fired.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. My penis hurts for $10.
Does it?
A very special poem. Roses are red. Violets are blue. I'm so hot for Jay, but Mike, Daddy sees you too.
What the fuck?
Good night, babes.
I was laughing at your joke at first. Now I'm disgusted.
No.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women, sex with men.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
Man, that's a good turn.
Trans Griggs for 2. Real
Wait, you
would-
went from my penis hurts to trans Griggs.
Yeah, that's something that Trans Griggs would probably say because it would fucking cut open, folded inside out and stuff. Trans Griggs for 2. Real BBC with Chuck Dixon taken down by Disney. We talked about that a little. Thank you, Trans Griggs. Cliff for $10. Because the precedent has been set when Hollywood's returns get so low, the studios will start going bankrupt. The studios will get government bailouts.
Yeah.
That's also why modern big movies are garbage. Grundy Peebo for 2. Hey, Rippa, are you and the lady gonna have kids one day?
Holy fuck.
Sure, yeah. Yeah.
There you go. There's your answer, Grundy Peebo. I think he wants one of them named after him. Would you consider naming your firstborn Grundy and or Peebo?
Not a chance.
That's offensive. Sci-fi is life for 10. Doctor Who used to make you think one of the best. Hold on. There's a lot of numbers in here. Doctor Who used to make you think one of the best moments was when 12th Doctor was talking about war. When you fire the first shot, you don't know who's going to die. Now 13. The people are the problem. I'm glad I had never liked Doctor Who because it sounds like it's shit now. But thank you, Sci-Fi is Live. Good to see you. Chris B for 2 for your next big gulp, Jay.
Yes.
Well,
I
see
didn't
you
get one
later.
last time. Thank
Corn Pop for $10. This is below me. Doey for 2. Beardo,
What?
say my name.
Is it Dewey or Doey?
I say Doey.
He was correcting me last night. And apparently I said Dewey. I was like, Dewey just followed. And he goes, hey, listen,
Doey.
it's Doey.
Yeah,
My bad.
he
I'll
also
never get it
says-
wrong again.
Then he also says Wendy and Peter pansexual is DOA. Thank you. Rudy Bernius for 10. Much respect to the beard.
Yee.
There you go. Which one?
I don't know.
Is it
Trans Griggs for 2. YouTube took it down. Stream was erased. Was a good one. Iron Age Media for 10. It's hard to scale even books and comics in terms of reviews. Giving a fair shake to indie game devs is very difficult. Kudos to everyone trying to build culture as a creator, reviewer, or fan. Thank you, Iron Age.
Rippa, you got a bowl of cereal?
It's popcorn. It's got to be.
Oh,
popcorn.
my bad.
A big ass bowl of cereal.
He's eating with his
Oh my God.
eating with his fingers.
No milk, just dry.
I saw that on Friday, like the
The
movie
whole
Friday.
box, man. This will be the whole box of
Yeah.
Imagine if you just had fucking an entire box of fucking Captain Crunch peanut butter in there.
You could eat it dry, couldn't you?
I mean, I eat cereal dry. So
Yeah.
I have milk.
Yeah.
I have milk with it.
I don't do milk.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. So you eat dry cereal with no milk?
Yeah, that's how I've
Fuck
always
yeah.
done it. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, Rolo.
What do you mean
Yeah.
no milk? Fucking
No
Puerto
milk,
Rican
like,
thing? You
I
guys
don't-
use goats or some shit?
No, I just no. We always had dairy cows at the farm anyway in Puerto Rico. But no, I have it on the side. I don't mix it in there. I used to do it with
that's what
Frosted Flakes,
yes.
but not.
Yeah. So you drink milk with it though, right?
Yeah, but not in the cereal.
Good.
Not in
That
the
is
cereal.
how-
The cereal's dry. Yeah.
That is how me and Jeremy both eat cereal.
The one thing me and Ryan agree on.
We're kind of freaks. Like I will admit, we're freaks. Not everybody does that.
I
We're
know,
the
it's not
minority.
normal, yeah.
But I can actually admit it. Unlike these fucking degenerate fucks on Twitter, when I call them freaks, they get all up in arms. But
It is what it is. Like, I don't like chocolate. People think that's weird, but I'm gonna own it.
I don't eat chocolate either.
Yeah, I'll own it. It is what it is. It's
You don't
more for
eat it
other
or you
people.
don't
I
like it?
I really don't. No, I don't like it. I don't like it. No, I only eat white. I only eat white chocolate. Okay,
I don't eat that
I only
shit.
eat white chocolate.
You like it?
That's racist.
I know it is.
Like Rippa, have you ever had chocolate before?
Probably, but yeah, when I was like real young, but I don't eat that shit at all, man.
The fuck?
Yeah, I don't
Not
eat
even
chocolate
peanut
at all.
butter and
No
chocolate?
kind of I don't eat peanut butter either.
No, I don't like peanut butter either.
Krista gets
I'm
enough
losing respect for you every day.
I had 3 chocolate bars today.
Reese's are the best.
Marcus Henry for 2. Birds of Prey. Thank you.
It's terrible.
Super Mastermind for 10. Drunk 3PO. Look into choose your own adventure style books, mostly for kids under 11. 170 to 250 pages. Cover has great oil paintings and 3 to 5 black and white illustration pages, even visual novel games.
Yeah, I have a box full of them. I have all like the Indiana Jones choose your own
Goosebumps,
adventure.
choose your own adventures. I had a Goosebumps choose your own adventure story.
Those
I had
were
a couple of
great.
those.
I don't know why. I don't think they make them anymore. But those were like I used to bring them to my 5th grade class. They freaking love those things. So yeah, that's a good thing.
Dizzy for 5. Regards to Disney and ruining IPs, they did the same to Power Rangers. Eventually, they were sold back for pennies. Enjoy Dizzy's quest for rock bottom.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
So many fucking Power Rangers shits out now.
Yeah.
Gung Ho Mac for 10. I gave Ryan a cookie, but he said it had too many good chocolate chips in it. Thank you, Gung Ho Mac. Alex Schneider for 2. Daddy J, show us all your speed bag right now.
What does that even mean?
Show us.
If I would say like your testicles.
Hey, you
Like your
can't
ball
do that
sack.
you can't do that on YouTube.
Correct.
But you could sign up for my Patreon or my locals, and I think I can do it over there. So
Salamonkey for 10.
Salamonkey. Sorry.
I was today years old when I learned how the box office budgets work. Hail the fellowship. Well, glad you learned something, Salamonkey. Darian Murphy for 2. Lori Lightfoot out. Yes, thank you.
Out.
Marcus Henry for 10. I seen Ripper reply, guys, taking low hanging fruit and going after Jay. Shit is sad for real.
It's terrible, man.
I didn't read that all the way through. Someone got me.
Anytime I tweet about I could tweet anything else and don't say nothing, but as soon as I put the project out there, they're like quick, man. Like they just they say all kinds of stuff that I was making merch for January 6th with Ryan in some basement. Some guy was like, I work for Marvel. Some guy named Brooks says I work for Marvel and you'll never outsell me. It's like, why do you even care like what I do? You focus on you. I never go to you and attack you, but you got like these people either scared.
Hold on. It wasn't like, what was his name?
Rippa's like, I got a video now.
I think his name is Brooks. After he said
Mark Brooks. It's not Mark Brooks, is it?
I have to check.
Dread Pirate Mark Brooks.
He said he made like it said like Cecil messaged me and said, yeah, that he hates comic.
It might be. Is it? I don't know. It's Mark Brooks. And yeah, he's a fucking hoe. Tell him I said it.
He blocked me. He put that on there and he blocked me.
He was talking shit about the Riververse shit too. And by the way, you broke bitch. Nobody goes to see you, Mark Brooks. Like, let's put that out there. Like, this motherfucker talks like he's like the top dog. He had nerve to say that I couldn't afford him. Like, he was like, well, if you needed advice or something like that, you could be like, bitch, Marvel, nothing Marvel pays you at all is like above like my pay. There's not one motherfucker over there working for Marvel that I can't fucking afford, especially your bitch ass. Who the fuck's going to a Comic-Con to see Mark Brooks? That's what you're talking about. Yeah, he's a fucking hoe.
Yeah,
he's a fucking hoe.
Blocked.
I'm blocked by him.
And I'm like, Listen, I am extra grateful. 40,000. That is that wasn't even my. That surpassed my goal. It's unbelievable, and we still got time left to make it even higher. And to come after me, Rippa did almost 4 million. It's like to come after me and be like,
that lets you know that they don't care.
Marvel Comics are safe if this is the trash artwork that's coming after our business. And I was like, why would you even bother?
Mark Brooks doesn't even do interiors, man. Like, I don't know why this guy does fucking covers and that's it. And like I say, he's not the draw. He's not the draw of fucking anything that he does over there. And I know he's not getting like commission sales off his covers. He doesn't even fucking do interiors. Like, he was the guy that told EVS that he'd like fight him or some shit. Like,
people are so
and he's
like,
mad at basically everybody in the space.
But I'm just saying, like, these people are so mad that people are creating something different, and they trash everything. Like that fat guy that went on and he started trashing the artwork, and I took a picture of him and posted. I just wrote, "Is this you?" And then he cried about it, saying, "Yeah, I look autistic. I'm sorry, I'm fat. I'm working on it." And then you're just like, then why did you bother coming on my post and saying that? Like, what did you think was going to happen? You were going to own me? Was I going to shut it down? Was I going to go cry and be like, yeah, you're right, everything sucks, I'm not going to do it anymore? Like, what do you think is going to happen? Your side sucks. We don't want it anymore. We're creating our own stuff. I put in my money where my mouth is. I paid tons of money to get this thing done. It's going to be awesome. People are going to freaking love it. And you can go cry more. That's all I could say. You can go freaking cry.
On a serious note, it goes to show how much of a threat that they find people that do alternative works. Because, like, someone going after me, as much as it's like stupid and the reasoning's, stupid, I'm rough around the edges, so I understand. But Jay, of all people, of all of us, he's like the best of all of us in terms of who he is and what he does, right? So for them to go after him with the same vigor that they went after me goes to show what this really is about. And it's about the simple fact that we're building our own sandbox and they don't fucking like it. Like, so we said, like, to Jay's point, he saw a hole in the market. He saw there was definitely with children's books and what they're putting in this garbage. He decided to take it upon himself to do his own thing. And that aggravates them. You know why? Because they can't control it. So I had a guy, I don't know if you guys were following my Twitter, a guy tried to snitch on one of my employees to me, right? One of my employees to me about calling fucking a bunch of furries muggles and shit. And so they got upset. Like, they went, like, that was the first instinct to try to go for his job. But I'm the fucking owner of the company. So I told them basically go fuck themselves, right? That's what they hate so much, because they can't control all those tactics and grimy bad business practices and all that shit that works on themselves in the industries that they're a part of, right? Mark's in a position of where him and all his colleagues, right? His fucking whisper networks and shit, they're holding ideological guns to each other's head, waiting to fucking cancel everybody. That's why he's so fucking angry. But with us, we have our own sandbox. We built it. They can't control it. And that's truly what this shit is all about. So they go after people that are rough around the edges like me, and they go against kind-hearted folk like Jay, and it doesn't matter because we're creating our own. They hate that shit.
Yep.
And that's why we're going to freaking win.
Yep, 100%.
So go support Jay on Indiegogo.
Yes, thank you.
50K.
Christian Wolf for 5. Henry Cavill's Warhammer 40K is going to capitalize on other studios being afraid to talk space shows to dark places. People don't want woke, they want war. Cole Hauser for 20. What up, TNME? Thanks for Tuesday. Thanks, Jeremy, Ryan, Kristen, Nerdy, Eric, Beardo, and Jay. Hey, guys, go easy on drunk. Hey, Ryan, my nephew thinks you're a riot. Got home watching tonight. Fuck Disney and Beast Wars. Peace. Thank you, Cole Hauser.
I can handle it. I wouldn't be here if I couldn't. Oh, sorry, Ryan. Go ahead.
Samurai Vader for 2. Rippa. Mario Kart, huh? Well, see you later. Marcus Henry for 2. Milk goes in the bowl with the cereal, you plebs. I disagree. I think my way is superior.
Waste some milk otherwise.
Well, it's not just that. It's for me, it's more about the consistency of the
crunch
cereal all the way through.
Yeah,
and I can,
it's not.
Yeah. Kindle's half chub on vacation for 5. Whoa. What does this say? Oh, whoa. We're halfway there. Whoa, living in despair. Take my chub. I'll make it, I swear. There you go.
Oh, we didn't even talk about Wings of Redemption and Boogie. Man, we got to get into the boxing thing. Beardo, I nominate you.
What's that?
Make that 40 million.
Fight Jake Paul.
What are you talking about?
We're gonna make you a resident Geeks and Gamers boxer.
Box some of these YouTubers.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go.
Do it. Sign me up.
Let's go.
Dude, both Boogie and Wings are gonna die in the fucking ring. Like, I don't know how you're gonna find,
and everybody wants to watch it happen.
I don't know how you're gonna find a sanctioned boxing organization, commission that will let them fight, because I don't think they're gonna be able to pass physicals. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to be so fucking fat. Their blood pressure is going to be in the fucking 4 digits. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't know. But I guess if maybe they can both try to get in shape, we'll see if they can hobble around each other for a couple minutes. I'll watch the fuck out of it.
That's what I'm saying. We all want to see it. Yellow Flash wants to do a big watch party.
That'd be funny. Wiggle my Weka Pekka for 5. I am not gay. I have pineapple pizza with women and watch Star Wars with men. Well, got news for you. Taker for $2. Holy crap, Solo's 5 years old in a few months. Solo 2, bring it on. Alden Ehrenreich was in Cocaine Bear.
Yep.
And he had a line about a bear's vagina being on his ear.
Oh, gosh.
That's Han Solo. Garrett for 5. Hey, Krista, are you going to become a citizen of the United States? Great watching y'all from California. Jeremy, love Cobra Cast.
Thank you.
Yep, that's the plan.
Yep, there you go. Cobra Cast tomorrow night, Monday, Wednesday, Friday on D-Day Cobra.
Aiken for $3. It's overrated. Not sure what you're talking about, but I agree. Steve89 for 10. Hail, Geeks and Gamers. Beardo's a sick beard. Question, do you use beard oil?
Yeah, I do. Not all the time. When I'm in a hurry, I don't necessarily use it. But yeah, I use beard oil every now and then.
There you go.
Jeremy, check private chat.
Okay.
The good fella for 5. Let's go. Thank you.
Yeah. Chris had already told me.
Okay.
Puerto Rican Pistolero's got a bounce. Rolo.
Yo.
So you're not playing Fortnite tonight, I guess, buddy.
No,
you already told me. You already told me.
I told you earlier.
Tell them where they can find you, man.
Wait, where's the Puerto Rico thing, man?
You want me to do that?
You gotta do it every time.
And now I'm I wish I just had never done this. Now I can't talk to him.
We are also praying for the people of Puerto Rico. We love Puerto Rico.
It makes me laugh every time.
It's so good. It's so good.
Oh, man. You can find me on Locked and Loaded Latinos. My wife and I do a show there. We stream games. You can find me here on Geeks and Gamers Play on most of the gaming streams. So, yeah. Always a pleasure to be here.
Yep. Appreciate you, Rolo. Take it easy, buddy. And I'll see you tomorrow night.
Yes, sir.
Here on the main
care,
channel.
everybody.
So have a good one, buddy. Locked
Take
and
care.
Loaded Latinos. Drop a link in the chat, everybody. See you later, bud.
Night, Rolo. Where did Jay go?
What is Jay?
Where'd he go?
Look how slow as the lights go.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Is that like how slow the lights go? Actually, did stutter like that, or is it?
Probably.
Is there some lag?
It looks like it's lagging the way it works, but I just think that's the way it is.
Yeah, I think those are the lights. Those
Yeah.
are like Kmart lights.
Yeah.
Jay would be changing the door. He's about to get fucking robbed.
I guess I don't know. I don't want to leave it too long. We still got 3,000 people. I don't want to just leave it on Jay's layout the whole time.
What time? It's fucking midnight. All right. Market Center for 5. I was saying Birds of Prey was the last movie Rippa saw in theaters. Forgot y'all wait to the end of the stream to read it. Is that true?
It might be. Yeah. I mean, if it came out after Endgame, yeah, that was one of the ones that I watched. I did that was one of my big long form where I went through the history of everything, kind of like what I did with Justice League, went through the history of the Birds of Prey, and then I reviewed it at the end. That was one of that might have been.
Imagine that being your last movie you saw in theaters. Birds of fucking Prey.
Go see a new movie.
That shit was terrible.
I had to go to the bathroom.
Why'd you leave? Why didn't you turn your camera off? Why the fuck wouldn't you bring the lid to the cup with you to fill it up instead of just leaving it open top? You're gonna spill it all over your fucking computer and shit.
I got the top here. I left it here by accident.
Jay, B, and J.
I had to go to the bathroom.
We got Link for 50. Oh. What up, guys? What up, Link? How you doing, man? We appreciate you.
Mike Hill for 5. If it wasn't for Rogue One, we wouldn't have Andor, the best Star Wars series out there. It's true.
Ever.
Nobody watched.
Kyle Denson for 2. Thoughts on Wings versus Boogie boxing match? We just talked about it.
Yeah.
Frank the Tank for 5. Hail G&G and the token black guy Ryan. Did you guys see apparently the Forspoken dev studios getting shut down? Is that true?
I didn't hear about that.
Who did that? I don't know. Who was the sub studio that did it?
It seemed like a Square. It seemed like a Square Enix production, but I don't know what. I don't know what studio though.
Twisted because it's not. It's usually
they're the platform or the publisher.
Yeah, they're the publisher. They're usually a publisher. They do have their own studios, but not for that one. I don't know who did it. I don't know what the name of that company was. There's a lot of moving companies these days. You know, Crystal Dynamics. They're under fucking new ownership. Shit's moving around these days.
Hey, I got to give a shout out to the audience. We are at the 3-hour mark. We still got 3,200 people. That is
MVP.
A record for the
Luminous,
3 hour.
That's who did it. Yeah. That's who did it.
That's a record for the 3-hour mark. 3,200 people are still here. Holy crap! And to thank you, Jay decides to get up and leave his fucking chair on screen. Good job, Jay.
First of all, you had Rolo. I thought you were gonna play Puerto Rico, so I didn't think anybody would miss me.
It's literally an 8-second clip.
Man, yeah, it was like a camel in there.
What?
It's like peeing like a cat. Like it was long. Like it just took forever. I must have big kidneys. I don't know.
What kind of filtration system you on?
What's that?
Do you think your kidneys hold your PJ?
It flushes it out.
Disgusting. Disgusting.
My bladder's like this big.
Got a big bladder.
Yeah.
Got it.
I was just making jokes, everyone. Everybody laugh.
Why?
Thank God it wasn't diarrhea.
But don't worry, you got big intestines. You're good. Frank the Tank. I said that one. Rudy Bernias for 5. Nah, man. You guys need your own playing cards. Krista and Nerdy, obviously all-time high. The rest of you can fight it out. Wish you could play War or something.
I'm okay with that.
Mav Dick for 2. Titty. Get that shit ain't that funny.
I'm sorry. Let me mute myself.
Mav Dick for 2. Titty smacker. Recognize me. Recognize me. There you go.
Jay, you better get your ass back on camera after that one.
I'm trying. I know Ryan wants to go. I'm trying not to. I'm being respectful. Rippa's bored over there. You don't know what's going on. It's
mostly gluten for 5. Ryan, would you say you eat cereal like a raccoon? No, because I use a spoon.
Raccoon? Like that?
I assume.
You eat it dry and you still use a spoon?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't want to fucking like.
I just be going with my fingers if it's dry. I just be picking with my fingers.
No, you can only pick up a little bit at a time, or you have to pick up a handful and then like put a little bit in. No, you want a spoonful.
All right.
Kendall's half chub on vacation for 5. I was going to be in the movie Hard Target, but I couldn't make it. Marshall for 5. I only said tomorrow because I ain't got enough money till tomorrow. I'd totally buy tonight if I could. Yeah, I just fucked with you.
Man,
Awesome.
We were just joking, man. Thank you so much. Seriously. You got 20 days left. It's all good. And it might get extended another 3 weeks after that, depending on what's going on. So
there you go. Shadow Goof for 5. My family dragged me to Ant-Man, and I won't lie. I fell asleep 3 times and checked the clock 4 times. It's that bad. I'm glad I won't remember it.
I fell asleep and Ryan took my picture. Forgot what movie it was.
That was Venom 2.
Venom, yeah.
Yeah.
I was tired.
You know, it's officially March 1st. Krista, it's your birthday month. You know, got to wait another fucking like 4 weeks.
Yay!
There you go. You know, we haven't officially got confirmation on a time, Jeremy, but do you think we should talk about what's happening exactly a month from today?
What's happening a month
in Orlando?
Do we want to give? I mean, we can announce it without specifics because we're still working on the details. So
yeah, we might as well. Yeah. So
yeah, because as much of a notice as we can give. You know what I mean?
I agree. So MegaCon Orlando is right around the corner. It's happening the last week of March, first week of April, that like time frame, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We are going to be there. We're going to do a panel. We're going to come out and see you guys. So if you are in Orlando or want to be in Orlando, the specific day we think is probably going to be Saturday.
We think,
but we got to get official confirmation for it. But we want to let you guys know so you can plan. So the Geeks and Gamers crew will be doing MegaCon Orlando, and you never know who else might show up.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, we just kind of got it all squared away.
Yeah.
So you guys are gonna, and
you, Jay,
you too, Jay.
I didn't ask for your consent.
Yeah.
Okay.
We didn't think we needed
That's
to.
my standard.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, there you're gonna be able to do it there. Orlando, Florida, April 1st.
I'll get some giveaways and stuff.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Yep.
Go.
So yes, we'll be doing a panel. We'll have more details for you hopefully by next week. So we're looking forward to it, guys. It's exciting stuff. So MegaCon Orlando, Geeks and Gamers in the house.
Cool.
And we know not everybody can do the Vegas meetup and everything because that's far for a lot of people. So maybe for some people here on the East Coast, you swing down to here to see us a month before that. So that should be good.
Yep.
Johnny Slaction for 2. Rolo and Beardo, great ads to the TME panel.
Agreed.
Ice Kangs for 5. We read that one. Corn Pop for $1. Thanks. Kindle's Half Chub on vacation for 5. I got a part in the movie Midway. It was a small role. Mike Hill for 5. Just saw a new promo of Creed 3. Rocky has no involvement, but they use his theme song in the commercial. Yeah, I don't really have any interest. They cut out Sly.
That's criminal. It's criminal.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
We got a couple of big super chats that just came in, Jeremy.
Yep. We got Link in the house. I'll be at MegaCon from Thursday to Saturday, but I'll also go to the movies and watch Dungeons and Dragons movie. Looking forward. Hopefully we get a chance to see you, man.
Linko Kenobi.
Yeah, thank you so much for the support. Looking forward to it, man. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited.
Yeah.
And Matt HTX43 says, just got back from Cali to see Chrissy Mayer and saw Nerdrotic and that Star Wars girl. Then went to Vegas to see Ricada. Keep up the good work and congrats, Rippa and Jay. Welcome to America, Krista.
Thank you.
Covering all those bases. That's what's up,
you.
man. Thank you.
That's awesome, man.
Hell yeah.
Where was I? Magnum Norse for 10. Mandalorian season 3 finale would be Pedro P inhaling Baby Yoda's lightsaber, then giving birth to Pedroda, a green Mexican who's actually Namor's cousin from East Palestine. It's a lot of plot development. Bloodshot for 5. You think James Gunn is going to go on the Marvel press tour to promote Guardians? It's a really good question.
That is going to be very interesting.
Probably, right?
I would think so.
I'm assuming he would.
Yeah, he would have to.
The Guilt Man for 10. Just wanted to. I wonder if they would want him to.
Well,
because can't you imagine that he's going to get asked a bunch of questions about DC?
Kevin Feige said something a few weeks ago about James Gunn being the new head over DC, and he goes, "Well, I know James Gunn is still here at Marvel and is under contract, so that's what I'm concerned about with James Gunn." So I think he'll probably be there.
It'd be interesting because it's almost like free promo for DC because people are gonna ask him.
Unless the Marvel, the people in charge of the whole red carpet event tell the press, hey, no questions about DC.
Yeah. The Guilt Man for 10. Just wanted to quickly say much love to everyone involved with Geeks and Gamers. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you for being in my life. Hope to see you all in the next year or so. The Milkman cometh.
That's what's up, man.
The
Thank
milk
you.
man.
I think he meant the Gilk man. So
I think so too.
Yeah. I think he meant the Gilk man in the house. We gave him that nickname. That was awesome. So.
We were talking about milk, so I didn't know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Corn Pop for 2. Is this Fight Club?
Yes.
Don't talk about it.
Yeah, don't talk about it.
Pyro Ronpa for 10. Jeremy, what's up, man? Why you ain't got no facial hair? Beardo, Rippa, and Ryan rocking beards. Even Jay's got a mustache.
You know, I'm not really one to follow the crowd, but I have grown it out some.
He looks just
uncomfortable.
It looks just like the girls. He's following the crowd. He's good.
Yeah,
Can't grow either. It's patchy. Might get patchy.
Yeah, I mean, mine was the problem. I have very light features. So like people say, I don't have eyebrows. I have eyebrows. They're just very light. So when my facial hair grows out, like it's even up here, it's really light. The color starts coming in when I let it grow farther out, but it gets to that uncomfortable phase, and I get rid of it. Beardo was telling me, he's like, just let it go, bro. Just let it go.
Let it go. You
Jeremy
did for a little bit.
Jeremy gets kind of like an Amish look a little bit sometimes.
It is a bit of an Amish look. Yeah, it is a bit of an Amish look.
I don't know why.
Like, and I wonder if I let it keep growing, if it will fill out, but it's that
your hair
weird
is
phase,
really
man,
fucking curly. So
It
like
is.
your beard hair is like super fucking curly. So I don't know.
It looked better in person than it does on like camera.
Bro, I said this. My mom, she's like, when we did the Orlando meetup, you know, she was encouraging me. She's like, "Oh, it looks so great." So then she saw the vlogs that we were doing, and she called me. She goes, "It looks bad on camera." She goes, "You look good in person. It looks really bad on camera. Like, you look old." She's like, "You look like you aged 15 years on camera." I'm like, "Thanks, Mom." She's like, "But you look great in person, honey. But on camera, you're no." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." So there it is.
DM for 2. Canceling Cavill was insane. DC doesn't deserve him. True.
Yeah.
Not Corn Pop for 2. Corn Pop is in timeout. Thank you, Corn Pop. Lucas for 5. Have you guys seen the new Peter Pan and Wendy trailer? It looks really bad. We talked about it a little bit. Thank you. 224 Vic for 5. Here's to a happy early birthday to Krista. It's like fucking weeks from now. If I met you again, I would hug you and sing happy birthday to you like you did for me. Give this super chat to Krista.
Thank you. I want my $5.
I hope you send it on fucking iPhone, so they took the 30% out of that side too. The Milkman for 2. I have cometh, and it's all a conspiracy. Thank you, the Milkman. Corn Pop for $2 says below me. Thank you. God, there's so many fucking super chats. Morgan Ray for 5. The Marvels was delayed to the 10th because Dune Part 2 comes out on the 3rd. Well, no, it was delayed from fucking July to November. Not like because it was gonna go up against Dune. Cream from some young guy for 2. Krista and Steph are hot as hell. Thanks, Cream from some young guy.
You can order that from Panda Express.
What?
Sal Mark for 2. Eric's Cyberpunk review is S tier, like those.
Oh yeah, I did. That was
a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
The supercut of your fucking game.
Oh, my
freezing,
game
dude.
crashed.
That was nuts.
That fucking game was so fucking broke, man.
It's still, other than my Batman review, I think it's the only time I've been ratioed. My Cyberpunk video.
Yeah, my earlier now I used to get ratioed on those too. You know, my earlier ones were like, you know, when I was talking about like, hey, the writing's on the wall, might be a fucking disaster.
They lied to us. That's
yeah.
my fucking thumbnail.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bro, it pissed me off.
Oh,
and then like 6 months later, when it fucking came out to be true, I used the same fucking thumbnail. They lied to us, and I just sounded so fucking smug and cocky.
Yeah,
people disliked it for that reason.
What they fucking get, man.
Yeah, all you motherfuckers that dislike blah blah blah. Gerald Armstrong for 5. If you already know, sorry, but Lori Lightfoot lost her re-election. We do know, but thank you.
I'm very happy about that.
Project Eggroll says, as an Asian podcast, I approve that. Cream of some young guy. I don't know why Asian jokes are funny.
Can you say it in an Asian way?
No.
Why not?
They're funny people, man. They're funny.
Jay, the way you smile, you look kind of fucking Asian. I think you get away with it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna say
my
it?
face is chubby, man. So like the fat, like kind of faces the eye.
Yeah. What was that fucking enormous fat bitch that has like a TLC show? There's like a meme that's like you could blindfold her with floss because like the fat from her eyes like shoves it down so much. You seen that shit? Oh man, I wish I had that meme handy.
That's pretty funny.
Marcus Henry for 2. You guys should have Carolyn on sometime. Rippa talked to her. Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah,
she's awesome. I know she's going through a rough patch right now. So, let's see. Slade Lawton for 5. Ryan, I think we can agree. Anyone who likes Filoni Clone Wars should be banned from Slytherin. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Hufflepuff for you, and that's fine. Hufflepuff.
Slytherin in the house. I took tests on the game and the website, so I know you Slytherins are really upset about it. But
Jeremy rigged the quiz because he wanted he wanted to get
in the
Slytherin,
house.
so he picked what he thought was the coolest shit.
He really wanted
The
to get
snake
Slytherin.
pit representing. No bullshit. Because I guess I took the test a while back when I logged into it. Steph was there. And I was already a Slytherin, actually. I just forgot that I'd taken the test, like, I don't know, back when people were telling me to. So I forgot that I took it. And so I logged in and I showed Steph. I was like, there you go.
Yeah.
It is hard when, like, a test asks you, like, hey, would you use a racial slur towards a muggle board? And, I mean, what are you going to say? No? Yeah, so, like, all of a sudden you're in Slytherin. So it's kind of tough. Being honest. Not get put in Slytherin. JS Pena for 2. R.I.P. Rico Browning, aka the Gill Man. Who's that?
I don't know.
I assume Rippa knows the news of the day. It's when he died. Riso. I need to search this now. Rico Browning, American film director. Rico Browning, the Gill Man and creature from the Black Lagoon. He was like one of the last monsters.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I did see people talking about this today. R.I.P. 93. He's old.
Yeah.
Sketch for 2. Jay, would you eat a raw Yukon Gold potato?
No.
Harry Brownhole for 2. Replace sensitivity training with sanity training.
Harry Brownhole.
Slade Lawton for 5. Is Rippa aware that Richard the Lionheart died?
I refuse not to acknowledge those anymore.
Torgo the White for 2. AI OnlyFans equals Thoughtpocalypse.
Harry Brownhole.
So good.
We are Mike.
If I were to start over, I think that's what I would do. No drunk 3PO. Harry Brownhole.
It's already taken.
I know.
You'd have to do a hyphen.
That's true.
Harry _
You'd have to do
Brownhole.
No. You'd have to do Harry Brown -hole, like his parents, like his mom got divorced or some shit.
Or his parents are lesbian.
Yeah. We are Mike J for 5. First time super chat, long time watcher. Thank you all for entertaining us. Long live the fellowship. Thank you. Thank you. Sketch for 2. Jay, would you eat a raw Lorat potato?
Why do you keep asking? All right. I'll take it seriously. A raw, what kind of potato?
Lorate?
I don't think so, man.
L-A space R-A-T-T-E.
I don't eat raw potatoes, man. You get like worms from that. So
I don't think you get a worm.
I've already had a bad worm issue years ago. I don't need
What? Get a tapeworm.
Years, man. Yeah.
Kyle Denson for 5. Miss Marvels just sounds boring. After what Rippa revealed about how they bastardized Monica, coupled with boring, stretchy McGee, it's DOA for sure. She don't even stretch. Bitch don't even stretch in the
Stretchy
MCU.
McGee.
She's just fucking like
That's what
she's just she's just brown Green Lantern basically. Like
it's true. That's very true. She's not. They didn't even have any confidence in that goofy ass character that they basically gave her fucking Quasar the Marvel's powers.
Yeah. She's Simon Baz's illegitimate daughter. That's probably what happened. Larry for 2. Thank you, Larry. Fuck it doing that. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure for 5. Anybody remember when Nick Fury said the last time I trusted someone I lost an eye, and then it turned out that it had been scratched out by an alien cat? Yep. He trusted Brie Larson. Quint for 2. Up yours. Thank you. Darth Gorbag for 333. Another super chat for no reason. Thank you. Raven Nevermore for 2. Can Jay get a drink with Crazy? And Sav says on FNT.
Probably.
Harry Brownhole for 2. Glad Jay made it back okay.
What? Wait, I missed what you said.
Glad Jay made it back okay.
Where did I go?
Went to the
Oh,
bathroom.
when I went to the bathroom. Oh, okay. Thank you for your concern.
Jay, would you adopt the raw potato as your son?
Maybe.
What if we got worms?
I just put it in some dirt. It'll be all right.
Elian Estrada, objectively a cat. Thank you for coming, channel members. Grandmaster Chris, Man of Steel, Greater Filoni, Clone Wars. We're not having that fight.
Right
Ruben
now.
Christopher Haynes says, "Hail to the best base G&Gers. Keep exposing Clown World. Thanks to you all. You got my 6. Now I stand for you. I will be the battle ram of freedom." Thank you, Ruben Christopher Haynes. Bluegrass Berserker, hail G&G crew, Rippa. You're gonna are y'all gonna review John Wick 4? I'll go see John Wick 4.
Yeah, I'll probably see it for sure.
My Cocaine Bear review got like 17,000 views on my second channel.
Damn.
So I'll take that. Bearded
Were you in a
Mountain.
car?
No, I was outside Universal. Bearded Mountain, please send me money. Darkside Cobra now. The grift is growing. Did y'all know Jay has his own channel? I'm still not subbed, but the more you know. Game Fossil.
That's good.
Welcome to the channel. The Lost Tales. Glad to be here. Glad to be here for the future. I'll always support what you all do. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. I think we got War Machines 5 gifted memberships.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Project Egg Roll says G&G. Thank you, Project Egg Roll. They're Asian, if you didn't know, Jay. GJJ says G&G. Thank you. Deplorable Walmart guy, welcome to the channel. Aiken, welcome to the channel. Scott Hall, Jay, please give some of your book money to help me in my campaign to donate udders to Ukraine. Hashtag Jay's Milk Saves Lives. Thanks for all the laughs, guys.
All right.
Jesus Davila with a gift membership. Thank you. Pyro Ronpa, welcome to the channel. Bert for $1. Thank you, Bert.
Udders to Ukraine.
Right. I'm okay with that. We got Bert. You got Bert for $1. Thank you, Cole Hauser. And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. That's what's up right there.
Rumble, Jay and the Elite Fan. Don't worry, Jay. For everybody mocking you for wanting to be a cow, let's remember Whitney's Miltank, the most badass and toughest Pokemon opponent. Legion of Memers, make it happen.
Make it happen.
Yeah, I can see Jay as Miltank. Rumble for $5. Thanks, Jay, for finally making a book I can identify with. Blue balls.
You're welcome. Make sure you pick it up.
Appreciate that, Blue Eyed Scorpio. I know you would, buddy. I know you would. So,
okay, Blood Scorpio sent me this reel on Instagram. It was like just dark humor or something, and I won't say what the first one was. The second one was like, now the only time people can scream Kobe is during flight school.
oh, holy shit! Holy shit! Ouch. Ouch. Damn.
Yeah, it's been long enough. Rumble for $2. Thanks, dudes and dudettes. Been a good few hours. Thanks, Inoko on Rumble. Odyssey, $5. That goes to me. Just today. Null White says just a tip. Thank you. Odyssey for $5. James, the Elite fan. I don't see that other dono you're talking about, but I will check. Keep on checking for that, JM. Thank you. Fantastic, Mr. Knox, member for 13 months. It shouldn't be called Peter Pan. Instead, it should be called Patel Pan. Maybe. All right, let's go over. Enoch Maman for a series of.
Okay, go ahead.
Enoch Maman for 3. Part 1. I've been watching Ryan's Hogwarts streams. Ryan's been a consistent asshole to everyone at that school. They ask him to retrieve an item, and he keeps it for himself. He always chooses the rudest responses. Ah, God damn it, jumped on me. Fuck. He always chooses the rudest responses whenever possible. He's like that with everyone. Everyone, that is, except Professor Garlic. That cute redhead smiles at him, and all of a sudden, he's Mr. Gentleman. It happened for a split second, but I saw him fight back his evil, so he would give her a polite response. Sorry, Internet, Ryan's straight. A gay man wouldn't pretend to be a good person for a girl. We have to leave him alone now. The jury's still out on Jeremy. The man does have holes in his jeans, which raises questions. Those questions being top or bottom and spits or swallows. That's
pretty good.
That's a strong end right there.
That's a pretty good. That was pretty good.
Do you want to say something, Jeremy?
No, that was good. I'm always down for a good roasting session. I appreciated Enoch Maman, the abuser of Streamlabs. Thank you so much for sending Gary hundreds and me $3 every time.
No, I more meant like it sounded like you wanted to say something before I said something.
Oh, no. I was just pointing out Hugo's comment. 3 hours in, 3K watching on Tuesday night's main event.
29 people watching, baby.
29 people.
Couch Entertainments for 2. Favorite restaurant y'all's? Mine is Brian Pillman.
Damn.
Honky tonk man.
There you go.
We're gonna do that wrestling stream. Don't worry.
Taker for $5. I am not, or for 10. I am not gay. I have relationships with women and upcoming roles with Disney and DC Comics. I got news for you. That means you're gay.
That's good.
$5. NC Buck. NC Buck for $5. Jeremy, can you and Ethan Van Sciver bury the hatchet? I'm a fan of G&G and Comicsgate, and seeing the disconnect sucks. Just want to see drama put behind us. Hail.
I agree. Drama sucks. That's why you've never heard me say anything bad about Ethan Van Sciver. You guys have been watching this channel for a while, but yeah, drama sucks. I don't think it helps anybody. So no issue here on this side. And I just mentioned Comicsgate earlier, so shout out Comicsgate.
Yeah, Ethan gave me a shout out for the book.
Yep.
So
there you go. Conspiracy Theory Bro for 5. I didn't know this shit. Tomorrow, March 1st, is the 1-year anniversary of Ryan Kindle's legendary Out of the Theater, the Batman review. My top 3 anticipated RK Outpost car reviews for 2023 are Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, Little Mermaid, and The Marvels.
And they got to be in a car. You got to be in a car when you review them, and you got to have that. You got to have a fucking. You need to get a fish hook on your hat when you do those reviews. Just like get a camo hat and put a fish hook on it when you do those reviews and you're counting the good black people. 100% do that.
I like the Batman too. I saw one of these autistic fat fucking retards that is always fucking like hating on us. He's like, he retweeted me
Rippa
today.
spit popcorn like all over himself.
But like, he's just so these people have no concept of reality. A lot of people hide their faces on the internet, whatever. Then there's some people that you just realize that they truly have no social skills and they show their face and you're like, fuck, bro, you got to hide that shit. You can't be taken seriously when you look like that, right? He's one of those guys. And he's like, it was in response to my Gina Carano tweet. And he was like, just as a reminder, this is the guy who hated the Batman because it had black people. And it's like, I like the Batman. Like, I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, but you would have gave it a 9, but you took off for too many good black people.
He was too busy making January 6th merch with Jay.
Yeah, I wish I'd made January 6th merch. That'd be funny. But it didn't. Enoch Maman for 3. Making Creed 3 without Sly is a crime against humanity. I don't know about you, but I watched Rocky repeatedly as soon as the pandemic started. It got me through. That's the true power of cinema at its purest. Fuck Creed 3 and everyone involved in it. The only thing that made me as angry as Rocky being cut out of the Rocky movies is the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 poster. Yep, still not over it. I don't care that Karen Gillan just got married. It was a celebrity marriage. Those never last. I still got a chance. Yeah, I think that I like Karen Gillan's response. I made a video about that. Thought it was funny of her to just fucking address it, because I think there was obviously some fucking editing and shit in that, but that would have been a really easy thing for someone in the Hollywood sphere to see people criticizing the way they look, be like, look at the unacceptable pressure that's put on women to look a certain way. We don't have to submit to the male gaze, blah, blah, blah. But she was like, you know, what was I thinking standing like that? I kind of look kind of silly right there. I don't know what I was thinking. It looked kind of weird. So yeah, my bad. Whatever. I guess maybe I'll bring that back in the future. It was the perfect way to handle it. And it just like, she seems like a very sweet person.
Link this year, or for 50 this year, I'm not going to spend money watching DC movies and Marvel movies. I'll wait for them to be streamable, but I'll be watching other movies like John Wick 65, Super Mario Brothers, and Mission Impossible. Hey man, that's awesome. I'm very much excited for Super Mario Brothers movie. I still think it's going to be $1 billion movie. I think it's going to create a Nintendo cinematic universe. I think it's going to be fucking incredible. I cannot wait. I'm so fucking excited for that movie. So it's going to be great.
Odyssey, or LBRT3 on Odyssey says, I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. Thank you.
That it?
That's it.
That's it. All right. A fucking banger tonight. Held 3,000 for over 3 hours. Peaked at over 42 people, as Jay said. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to go live on D-Day Cobra Twitch. Krista, are you going live on Geeks and Gamers?
Yeah.
All right, so Chris is going to be live on Geeks and Gamers Twitch. I'll be live on my D-Day Cobra Twitch. Mods, if you can drop links in the chat. I think we're going to have... is Jay, are you joining?
If you need me, I think I can.
Jay sounded like he had a frog in his
I fucking... Like, if I don't ask him, he gets mad. I literally ask him. He's like, I mean, if you need me.
I don't think I've ever gotten mad a day in my life when you ask me something.
I'm suspicious.
They're Asian, by the way, Jay.
I know, and they're funny.
And they have a podcast.
It's so great.
You know what I think of when I see that thing? I just think of going to a Japanese fucking what is it called, hibachi place, where they're like, oh, you want egg roll? You want egg roll? And they just spin it. They just spin it on the stove. Yeah,
bro. I literally stumbled across their stream like a month ago. It was like at 1 a.m. I was up and I just typed in, like, I was looking for a live stream to listen while I was working. Stumbled across Project Egg Roll. They were talking about Ryan Kennel. I was like, oh snap! I thought it was gonna be like hate. You know, they're gonna hate on like G&G. They were talking about you. They were talking about Gary, and then they were like freaking hilarious. They had 110 subscribers at the time. And in like less than a month, they've already passed 1,000. Well, maybe because I keep talking about them, but like they passed 1,000. So I'm happy for them, man. They do a lot of good work. So it's a lot of fun over there. But it's like super late. They like start like, I think they're in California. I don't know. I don't want to.
I was going to say maybe they're in Asia.
Weston says you missed my chat, Ryan. We'll see if we can track that down.
The hell?
Yeah, we got to every one of them.
Well,
and then
not Weston's apparently.
Tonberry Masta says for 20 says great stream, you guys. Thanks for the LOLs. Tuesday night's main event's getting funnier and funnier. I've talked about this many times, but I do feel like this show has continued to be kind of on the same trajectory as FNT. Not quite the numbers that FNT was ultimately pulling, but like we're growing in some ways that are similar, and I'm so happy with this show. I remember when me, Ryan, and Rippa talked about starting this show. We were adamant about never having Jay on, but unfortunately,
I know.
You know, he ended up here. But
I know what y'all say about me.
I got the Weston super chat. Okay. Lurking and listening while at work. Much love, y'all. Keep up the good work. Also, Jay, I got my pirate shirt the other week. I love it, man.
Oh, thank you.
Oh yeah,
that was like a special edition. It was a quick run. So people enjoy it. So thank you.
Heck yeah, man. So other than that, thank you guys. We appreciate it. It's been an awesome night, and last week was a banger. The week before was a banger. We'll have Fortnite on my Twitch and Krista, and I think Krista's or Geeks and Gamers. Chris will be hosting. Beardo, Tom, and Jay are all going to be over there. We'll figure out who all's playing. Anybody got anything they want to plug real quick? Nothing?
No.
Go follow Steph on Twitch. Go follow Fear the Beardo on Twitch. Go support Jay's Indiegogo campaign. There's links all in the chat. Been plugging that all night. Make sure you go do that. Let's get into
Sports Wars. I made a Sports Wars video. Go watch it. It's very creative. It's some transgender athlete that's beating the shit out of women in running. And the thumbnail is just a picture of that transgender athlete. And then the caption, "Oh man, ... I thought it was very creative. So go check it out.
Pretty good.
Yeah, for Krista's Twitch for now, follow her on Geeks and Gamers. She's running the Geeks and Gamers Twitch account, so follow her there. Young Rippa is an up and coming YouTuber. We're trying to get him to 100 subs. So if you guys can go to Young Rippa 59, we want to get him to 100 subs. It would mean the world to him if you subscribe to his channel. And he's talking crazy shit about creating his own comic universe. Don't tell him it ain't gonna work. But yeah, you guys go support Eric July.
Yeah, I believe Brooks.
Go subscribe to Patriot Outpost, mine and Ryan and Suresh's political show on Patriot Outpost tomorrow. What time is it? Noon Eastern, Ryan?
Yeah, it might be like 1. Just depends on what Suresh has going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So but Patriot Outpost, go over there and subscribe. I'll see you guys on Twitch in about 10 minutes. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Make sure that you continue to support your favorite content creators in whatever way you can. It means a lot to them, whether that's anyone on this panel or whoever. Support your favorite creator, because the only way that we're able to do what we do is because of all of you. And thank you for making that possible. So have a great night, everyone. We will talk to you later. Fortnite time.